What's up, guys? Welcome back to another one of my YouTube videos. And in this YouTube video, it's another nostalgia video. This one will have live TV without any lights on. So the only type of lights will be on that are my TV.
What Italian team did on Extreme Makeover Home Edition? Brady? Did they Brady? Wait. Did they Brady? That's quite a view. Yes, it is. Dear Mr. Brian Boyd, no doubt by now you have received full information on the untimely death of your son. No words of mine. He was a fine soldier. We believe very strongly. It's no secret anymore. He was involved in one of the most important operations in his war. I was the one who held us all together. He was always the first volunteer. Kansas is a very narrow road. There are over 4,000 troops. Others like him must be sleeping. I really understand your desire to learn as much as possible regarding the Colonel, I've got something you should know about. Yes. These two men died in Normandy. This one, Omaha Beach. Sean Ryan. This man in Utah. Peter Ryan. This man was killed last week in New Guinea. Tango. Ryan. The three men are brothers, sir. I've just learned that this afternoon their mother's going to be getting
That's not all. There's a fourth brother, the youngest. He parachuted in with the 101st Airborne right before the invasion. He's somewhere in Normandy. We don't know where.
Is he alive?
We don't know.
Come with me.
At Burger King, you write the rules of value.
Your rule number 105, Cineminis are part of the meal.
No. It's the whole meal. You can choose all city minis with the $5 duo or $7 treatment. If you know luxury, it's not just important, it's rewarding. Saatva Mattresses supports all types of sleepers. Luxury is handcrafted and assembled in American factories and brought directly to you with our complimentary in-home delivery and setup service, which is why over 90% of customers would recommend Saatva to friends and family. Saatva, luxury mattresses made affordable. You put everything into getting it right, from launches to milestones and team recognition. With expert support, quality products, and on-time delivery, 4imprint makes sure your brand shows up strong. 4imprint.com. 4imprint for certain.
Carne asada is back at Chipotle. It's our most tender steak, expertly grilled throughout the day, expertly seasoned with garlic, cumin, and coriander, expertly crafted just for you. Nobody does carne asada like Chipotle. Nobody.
Nature sure is full of wonders.
Red Bull gives you wings.
This is the new Dell AI PC with Intel inside. It's a U multiplier, so you can do stuff way faster and be done way sooner. Irresistibly smooth chocolate to put the world on pause. Lindor, made to melted by the lit master chocolatier. Every great story is born from the details. Our spring water is crafted from this pursuit. Sourced and bottled for the perfect taste, where every drop is as iconic as the stories that inspire us. Saratoga. This is the new Dell AI PC with Intel inside. It's a U multiplier, so you can do stuff way faster and be done way sooner. Inspire us, Saratoga.
Every small business owner has a monster to-do list. And as your business grows, it grows.
That's fair.
Progressive makes it easy to get a quick commercial auto quote online, so you can get back to all your other to-dos. See if you can save money at progressivecommercial.com.
I was in a car accident, and its hair is just gone. I need to be the doctor that I was. You are still auditioning. We say
same company in the 29th Division, but we split them up after the Sullivan brothers died on the job. Any contact with the fourth son, James? No, sir. He was dropped about 15 miles inland near Newville. That's still deep behind your
Mag, there is no way you can know where in the hell he was dropped. General, first reports out of Hightspeed, what Shave said the 101st is scattered all to hell and gone. This drops all over Normandy. Now, assuming Private Ryan even survived the jump, he could be anywhere. In fact, he's probably KIA. And frankly, sir, we go sending some sort of rescue mission, flat-heading throughout the swarms of German reinforcements all along our axis of advance, and they're going to be KIA too.
I have a letter here. Written a long time ago to a Mrs. Bixby in Boston. Bear with me. Dear Madam, I have been shown in the files of the War Department a statement of the Adjutant General of Massachusetts that you are the mother of 5 sons who have died gloriously on the field of battle. I feel how weak and fruitless must be any words of mine that would attempt to beguile you from the grief of a loss so overwhelming. But I cannot refrain from tendering to you the consolation that may be found in the thanks of the Republic. May time save. I pray that our Heavenly Father may assuage the anguish of your bereavement and leave you only the cherished memory of the loved and lost. The solemn pride that must be yours to have laid so costly a sacrifice upon the altar of freedom. Yours very sincerely, respectfully, Abraham Lincoln. Boys by. We are going to send somebody to find him. And we are going to get him the hell out of there.
Yes, sir.
Miller Charlie Company. Calling in County. But if we don't offload those dual drive Shermans by 0600, we're going to have an entire division stuck at Carrytown with its pants around its ankles. You let me know. Have Charlie Company hold that deal until we can get some armor out there.
Yes, sir. Runner?
Airborne was supposed to win an open door for the rest of us. Instead, they misstrapped, scattered all their sticks into the wind. What's your situation?
Yes, sir. Sector 4 is secure. We took out towed 88s here, and here. They'd already gotten 4 of our Shermans and a number of our deuce and a halves. These 2 minefields are actually one. We tried to make our way up through the middle of it, but it turned into a mixed high-density field, a little bit of everything. Spring mine 44, shoe mine 42s, pot mines, A200s, the little wooden bastards that the mine detectors don't pick up. This road here, they placed big mushrooms, Telemine 43s, I guess for our tanks, from here right up to the edge of the village, right here. So we marked them, called the engineers.
Resistance?
We had higher support expectations, sir. There was an understrength company without artillery, Fairmont, 346th Infantry, London Kampfgruppe. We ended up with 23 prisoners. We turned them over in peace on the 29th.
What about our casualties?
Well, the figures Or 35 dead, times 2 wounded. And you just didn't want to give up those 88s. It was a tough assignment. That's why you got it. Yes, sir. John. I've got another one for you. Yes, sir. This one's straight from the top.
When I was diagnosed with HIV, I didn't know who I would be.
But here I am.
Being me.
Keep being you and ask your healthcare provider about the #1 prescribed HIV treatment, Biktarvy.
Biktarvy is a complete one pill, once a day treatment used for HIV in many people, whether you're 18 or 80. With one small pill, Biktarvy fights HIV to help you get to undetectable and stay there, whether you're just starting or replacing your current treatment. Research shows that taking HIV treatment as prescribed and getting to and staying undetectable prevents transmitting HIV through sex. Serious side effects can occur, including kidney problems and kidney failure. Rare, life-threatening side effects include a buildup of lactic acid and liver problems. Don't take Biktarvy if you take dofetamide or rifampin. Tell your healthcare provider about all the medicines and supplements you take. If you are pregnant or breastfeeding, or have kidney or liver problems. If you have hepatitis B, don't stop taking Biktarvy without talking to your healthcare provider. Common side effects are diarrhea, nausea, and headache.
No matter where life takes you, Biktarvy can go with you. Talk to your healthcare provider today.
At Burger King, we don't listen to celebrities. We listen to you. Your next creation is here. The Crispy Onion Whopper. It's got the crisp, the crunch, the bacon, and it's imagined by you. Try the latest in the Whopper by You series today.
Well, you're covered by America's #1 motorcycle insurance, so you guys nothing to worry about. Oh, I was using my dry cleaner receipt as a bookmark. What are you gonna do? Well, I'm gonna have to get a whole new wardrobe. You know how hard it is to find white? It's after Labor Day.
This sweater? New? No. I've washed it 30 times with Brazil. The color's still vibrant for Olay. Oh, cold. Outside. It's vibrant wash after wash. Clothes look newer for longer with Brazil.
When you wash with Snuggle, your loved ones will feel at home on center stage, at the school dance, or away from home. Cuddly softness, long-lasting familiar freshness. That's the Snuggle promise. Snuggle, the comfort of home.
Craving a travel adventure, but tired of bad vacation rentals? With Wander, it's easy to get away to your dream destination with no planning or stress. Wander combines the quality of a luxury hotel with the comfort of a private vacation home. With hundreds of hand-selected locations from coast to coast, every Wander comes with inspiring views, hotel-grade amenities, dreamy beds, top-tier cleaning, and 24/7 concierge service. Right now is the perfect time to book. Get $500 off your stay. Your next adventure awaits.
Nupa is my family.
Oh my gosh, Susan, your voice is getting so good. How do you manage to keep all fed?
Whoa.
Don't worry, I made more for us.
The lowest prices of any national grocery store.
How can I go?
Yeah, one time they eat the napkins.
It's an all.
This Target.
I was fly, run wild and free. All I wanted to be myself. If I was a tree, I'm tall and green. All I wanted to shade me and be
Nice going, Lou. Nothing like a little confidence boost to help ease you back into the dating scene. Of course, that also includes having a smile you feel good about. Fortunately, Aspen Dental specializes in dentures and implants made just for you. And with affordable options and flexible ways to pay, you can get quality work for a price that fits your budget. Right now, get 20% off premium dentures and implants, helping our patients put their best smile forward. It's one more way Aspen Dental is in your corner.
With hundreds of sales every week, eat well for less at Whole Foods Market.
Treacherous myth. I refuse to believe that. You steal the Declaration of Independence.
You are gonna go to prison.
Yeah, probably. I win. You and I are taking a squad over to Newville on a public
here in the middle of this whole goddamn
Right, and a needle and a stack of needles.
But what about the company?
We take the pick of the litter and the rest get folded into bacon.
Jesus Christ. They took away your company?
It wasn't my company. It was the Army, so they told me anyway. Could be arriving on BAR, Jackson, Wade, Beasley, and Comparsa.
Beasley's dead.
All right, Mellish then. You got anybody who speaks French?
Not that I know of.
Bert Talbot.
This morning.
All right. I'm gonna try to dig up another interpreter. The symbol of giant motor pool on the beach.
Okay, listen up. What? You come home wrapped in an American flag with a hunk of cheese in your ass, Cabarzo, you smart ass. Now listen up.
Like it in the ass.
What?
I thought you liked it in the ass.
As you were. You're looking for Corporal Upham, Timothy E. I understand you speak French and German?
Yes, sir.
How's your accent?
It's just a slight one in French. My German's clean, has a touch of Bavarian.
Very good. You've been reassigned to me. Grab your gear. You're going to a place called Newville.
Yes, yes, sir.
They did it for way 30 hours.
Yes, sir.
This is the shuttle that just passed. These are the two vaccines that went south.
So there are German.
There are artillery here,
I
sir.
understand, Corporal.
So there are a lot of Germans in the bill.
You have a problem with that, Corporal?
No, sir. It's just if you consider I've never been in combat, so I make maps and I translate commits.
I need someone who speaks French and German. My two guys were killed.
Yes, sir. It's just that I haven't held a weapon since basic training, sir.
Did you fire the weapon in basic training?
Yes, sir.
Well, then get your gear.
Yes, sir. I bring my typewriter, sir. Yes, sir. There's that, sir.
Is that a souvenir?
No, sir.
Take your time. You should look on the bright side of things, Corporal.
Yes.
For one thing, you don't need to carry those. You leave that.
Hey, you want your head blown off, you fancy little target? You have been touching me those little red balls again. Get back in formation.
Just wondering where you're from. Carson?
It's right there, Corporal.
Gotcha.
And another day, every time you salute the captain, you make him a target for the Germans. So do us a favor, don't do it. Especially when I'm standing next to him, capiche?
Hey, Corporal, what's your book about? Hey, what's your assault rifles?
Actually, it's supposed to be about the bond of the brotherhood that developed between soldiers during war.
Brotherhood? What do you know about brotherhood? Get a load of this guy, fish. Why don't you ask the captain where he's from?
Yeah, ask the captain. I'll tell you everything you want to know about him.
You want to explain the math of this to me? I mean, where's the sense of risking the lives of the 8 of us to save one guy?
What do you agree? Anybody want to answer that?
Private. Think about the poor bastard's mother.
Hey, Doc, I got a mother, all right? I mean, you got a mother. Sarge's got a mother. I mean, shit, I bet even the captain's got a mother. Well, maybe not the captain, but the rest of us got mothers.
There's not the reason why, there's but to do and die.
What's that supposed to mean, Corporal, huh? We're all supposed to die, is that it?
Uphams talking about our duty as soldiers.
Yes, sir.
We all have orders we have to follow, and that supersedes everything, including your mothers.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Even if you think the mission's FUBAR, sir?
Especially if you think the mission's too hard.
What's FUBAR? Oh, it's German. Yeah.
Never heard of that.
Sir, I have an opinion on this matter.
Well, by all means, share it with the squad.
Over my way, thank you, sir. This entire mission is a serious misallocation of valuable military resources.
Go on.
Well, it seems to me, sir, that God gave me a special gift, made me a fine instrument of warfare.
Drive and pay attention now. This is the way to drive. Continue, Jackson.
Well, what I mean by that, sir, is you used to put me and this here sniper rifle anywhere, up to and including 1 mile of Adolf Hitler, with a clear line of sight, sir. Pack your bags, fellas, war's over. Amen. Oh, that's brilliant, Bumpkin. Hey, so, Captain, what about you? I mean, you don't gripe at all?
I don't drive to you, Ryman. I'm a captain. He's a chain of command. Drives go up, not down, always up. You drive to me, I drive to my superior officer, so on, so on, so on. I don't drive to you. I don't drive in front of you. You should know that as a ranger.
I'm sorry, sir, but let's say you weren't a captain, and maybe I was a major. What'd you say then?
Well, in that case, I say this is an excellent mission, sir, with an extremely valuable objective, sir. Worthy of my best efforts, sir. Moreover, I feel heartfelt sorrow for the mother of Private James Ryan. I'm willing to lay down my life and the lives of my men, especially you, Ryder, to ease her suffering.
He's good.
I love him.
With 12 grams of protein in every serving, Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal is there for active mornings, friendly competition, and big moves. Quaker, bring out the good. When you're a small business owner, your to-do list can be a lot.
Super helpful.
What about invoices?
Progressive makes it easy to see if you can save money with a commercial auto quote online, so you can get back to all your other to-dos.
Absolutely not.
Get a quote at progressivecommercial.com.
Precise designs, subtle curves, curated upgrades, elevated design for thoughtful living. Puma.
We age because our cells do. Fatty 15 reverses aging at the cellular level.
And I find this is the one supplement that has helped me get the results I want.
Fatty 15 has over 36 cellular benefits to support your health. Use code TV for 15% off at fatty15.com.
This is a story about the one. The one who looks to Granger to make sparks fly. Getting it done right is a craft. It takes experience, the right material, and the right partner like Granger with a wide range of professional-grade products. For the one, working hard means others can play even harder. Call, click Granger.com, or stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
I was in a car accident, and its hair is just gone. I need to be the doctor that I was. You are still auditioning. You say I don't deserve to be here. I'm not going anywhere.
Doc, all new, Tuesday at 9 on Fox.
What drew me to Smalls is that it's fresh food and he loves it. He's obsessed with it, actually. Bruce means the world to me and he deserves nothing but the best. Head to smalls.com/smallstv and get 50% off your first order.
Entyvio is the only gut-focused treatment for moderate to severe Crohn's and UC. Gut-focused Entyvio works right where you need it to block inflammation in your gut. With a legacy of more than 10 years, Entyvio offers the experience you need, lasting relief and steroid-free remission. And some people experience rapid symptom relief. Infusion and serious allergic reactions can happen during or after treatment. Entyvio may increase risk of infection, which can be serious. Although unlikely, PML, a rare brain infection that can result in death, cannot be ruled out. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, sores, or are prone to infections. Liver problems can occur. With Entyvio, you may be able to pay as little as $5 per dose. Ask your doctor if Entyvio, including the Entyvio pen, is right for you.
Not focus, Entyvio.
With hundreds of sales every week, eat well for less at Whole Foods Market.
At Burger King, you write the rules of value. You rule number 10? I mix and match my way. There's 7 tasty items, and I can get 2 for $5 or 3 for $7. That's all up to me. The $5 duo or $7 trio from Burger King classics to fan favorites. Choose your deal.
Acorn TV has an autumn to die for, with a brilliant mystery every Monday
Justice.
and a new crime drama every week. This fall, only on Acorn TV.
Next Thursday. Welcome to the show. You're invited to a masterclass.
This wine I'm gonna touch the left nipple. Isn't acting amazing?
Anything goes. So I want to get a lot of sucking and blowing. It is. The Graham Hilton Show, Goose Season, next Thursday at 11 on BBC America and stream on NC+.
What's his name again? Ryan. James Ryan. He dropped into the 101st. Go on, give me a runner up here. Runner! Ellen. We got stopped by some intense rifle action from the eastward. The Germans have been reinforcing 2 regiments all day. The streets have been quiet for about 45 minutes. Most of the German fire now is concentrated to the west. Who's that on the loudspeaker? That's Jack from Dusseldorf, my friendly neighborhood morale officer. The Statue of Liberty is kaput. That's disconcerting. Your father was circumcised by my rabbi, you prick! Guard, hold right here. Yes, sir.
you win.
Around this corner, definitely right up to those gates.
Some of the stories from what I did for a living.
I've been with them since Castlereagh Pass. I don't have a clue.
Terrible force wars over. Oh, that's it. Oh. That looks like an old woman. Like an old... Oh.
Roger. So you even know where he went to school? Kevin didn't go to school. They assembled him at OCS out of spare body parts and dead GIs.
You gotta pay attention to detail. I know exactly where it's from and exactly what they did for that pay attention to detail.
Hey, Alvin. LP don't step in the bullshit.
With Dupixent, stay ahead of your child's moderate to severe eczema with clearer skin and less itch. The #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists helps heal their skin from within. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Ask your child's doctor about Dupixent.
Paradise doesn't always have palm trees. Corona, La Playa awaits.
Your new rate better than the old? Yes, my rate dropped significantly, which helped lower my monthly payments.
Consolidate your debt with a SoFi personal loan. Get a low fixed rate, no fees required, and funding as soon as the same day you sign.
Coming to the stage this Friday, it's Ned's first team karaoke night. But he's wondering,
What if my flaky red plaque psoriasis takes center stage?
next up, we have Ned. What if Ned knew he could treat differently?
Otezla is a pill that treats plaque psoriasis even in hard-to-treat areas. You can get clearer skin and reduce itching and flaking. Doctors have been prescribing Otezla for over 10 years. Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing or swallowing, swelling of the face, lips, tongue, throat, or arms. Severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting, depression, suicidal thoughts, or weight loss can happen. Tell your doctor if any of these occur and if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts.
With Otezla, clear skin could be your jam. Live in the moment. Struggling on topicals? Ask your doctor about Otezla.
Lulu Limo at your service. Here to help you save hundreds.
Always changing. But with the right perspective, what seems confusing or just out of reach can suddenly fall into place. If it's a work thing, it's a Sherm thing.
Sure.
You certain you can ride this beat?
Please.
Do 4 imprints for you?
Yeah.
Certainty matters. So when you need the right high-quality promotional products, printed perfectly and guaranteed to arrive on time, that's the certainty of 4imprint. Wow your clients, nail your next event, or inspire your team by visiting 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain. With hundreds of sales every week, eat well for less at Whole Foods Market.
If whiskey could talk, Johnny Walker Black Label. The same, with notes of sweet, smooth coffee, rich fruit, and a touch of smoke. Tastes as good as it sounds.
A person's life is in the bones.
Stop! Can you
stand.
450 yards, Cap, maybe shade under. I wouldn't venture out there, fellas. This sniper's got talent.
God, I trust in thee. Let me not be ashamed. Let not my enemies triumph over me.
Copy. Copy. That's the word.
Look, you're gonna send yourself to the game. It's on blood. Okay, see it.
It's to my dad. It's got blood on it.
We got him. Stay down.
That's why we can't take children. Sergeant Horvath, do an ammo check. Bob, 15. Fill them up. Sergeant Hill, gather your men. We'll form over the northwest corner of the square. Jackson, sir. Ellis, check the tower. Hustle back here. Right now, go!
Drop whatever you're doing right now. The Wendy's $8 JBC meal deal is here. That's 2 junior bacon cheeseburgers, medium fries, and a medium drink. So you better be on your way. Bacon wins for home. The #1 deal for the #1 bacon cheeseburger, gotta be Wendy's.
I'm Dr. Evans out. founder of Pegagen. Our breakthrough cat allergen neutralizing spray reduces active cat allergens by up to 98% so that cat owners with allergies can finally be at peace with their pets. Experience comfort with your cats like never before at Pegagen.com.
At Wayfair, we bring style to every get-together. Oh, we brought wings.
You mean these wingback chairs? Dive in, everyone. We brought plenty.
We brought the sides.
Everybody remember to leave room. Yeah, bring that over here.
We brought the ranch. Woo! That looks like it's fresh from the farmhouse.
Wings and ranch? Now it's a party.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
La playa is Spanish for the beach. If you can't remember that, the word Corona also works. Corona, la playa awaits.
Our state showdown is just getting started.
Which state wins it all this 81's gas?
Spring break, yacht party, new dude party, pass.
Good Floors all new, Wednesday at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
How does agriculture is the main life in Sussex County? They're very proud of that. I felt like we were being left behind. Everybody around us seemed to have internet, but we did not. When I found out that Comcast was coming, I ran down the road and I said, welcome. High-speed internet's one of those good things that we needed to help us move our farming, our small businesses, our recreation forward. And now future generations will thrive here in Sussex County.
Indolent systemic mastocytosis may disrupt your life, with symptoms showing up at any time. But what if you can target ISM at the source? With ISM, your body overproduces abnormal mast cells, causing symptoms. Ayvakit blocks the overproduction of these cells. It's a once-daily pill for adults living with ISM, and not for patients with low platelets. Ayvakit may cause serious side effects, including cognitive changes and skin sensitivity to sunlight. Tell your doctor right away if you develop new or worsening forgetfulness, getting lost, drowsiness, trouble staying awake, or finding problems, seeing objects or hearing things not there, or change in mood or behavior. Do not drive or operate heavy machinery if you have confusion or trouble thinking. Avoid exposure to sunlight and ultraviolet radiation. Ayvakit can cause harm to your unborn baby and may impact fertility. Do not use Ayvakit when pregnant or breastfeeding. Use effective birth control while taking Ayvakit. At 6 months on Ayvakit, many patients saw symptom improvement. Target the source of ISM with Ayvakit. Talk to your doctor.
Right? Makes you so safe and protected out there.
That's why I never leave home without a photo of the little ones.
Bracelet for my husband.
Lucky Rabbit's buddy. Lucky Rabbit named Scoot. It's Swedish. That's a whole rabbit. Named Scoot.
Well, there's really no need for a Lucky Charm when you ride.
Not when America's #1 motorcycle insurance got your back. We're just gonna ignore the fact that Cole has a rabbit. Named Scoot.
With Cozy Earth, you can effortlessly transition from the morning hustle to the evening unwind in the world's softest loungewear and apparel. Feel the quality and embrace the luxury. Once you do, you'll never settle for less. Sanctuary awaits at CozyEarth.com. If I was fly, raw, wild, and free, I want to be myself. If I was straight, I'm tall and green, all I want is to shade me be.
Next Thursday, welcome to the show. One red sofa.
Do you watch any telly?
No, Daniel. And the occasional overshare.
Carol, I love you.
The Graham Norton Show. New season next Thursday at 11 on BBC America and stream on MC+.
Thunder! Where? Come on in.
Hey guys, we're looking for Captain Hamo. Somewhere down there. Across the square. Across the square. Sniper. See that? Jimmy T, go find Captain Hamo. Bring him in here. Up there? How the hell should I know? Would you just go look, please? Thank you, you moron. All right. You guys hike out here for a while.
John Miller, 2nd Rangers. Thank you. We're here looking for a Private James Ryan. He's part of your outfit. Any chance at all you policed him up?
How was the road in?
Scenic. We lost most of our ammo.
Not to mention one of our men.
Lieutenant, redeploy that bazooka to the right side of the road.
Yes, sir.
Get Ryan up here.
Ryan! Ryan! Front and center! Ryan!
Come on, boy.
Told you he was missing.
Sir, Private Ryan, recording's ordered. At ease. Captain Miller, 2nd Rangers. Wants a word.
This way. Take a knee. Private, I'm afraid I have some bad news. Well, there isn't any real easy way to say this, so I'll just say it. Your brothers are dead. We have orders to come get you. Because you're going home.
Oh my God, my brothers are dead. I was taking a picture when I got home.
I'm so sorry, James. Get the hell.
How did they die?
They were killed in action.
I can't be. I can't be. My brother's still in grammar school.
You're James Ryan.
Yeah.
James Francis Ryan from Iowa.
James Frederick Ryan, Minnesota. So does that mean my brothers are okay?
Yeah, I'm sure they're fine.
Are you sure that they're okay, though?
We're looking for a different Private Ryan. This is just a big foul up.
How do you know? How can you be sure? How do you know that the foul up isn't that his brothers are okay? And
Lieutenant, I'm sorry for the trouble.
I just wrote them a letter before I left. I gotta get home. I gotta get home right now.
So where the hell's our Ryan? I don't know. Are you in touch with your CO? Figures. You're right. Baker Company, 506.
The guy with broken foot, he's 506.
Yeah, Charlie, I think.
You think? Huh?
Ryan? Don't know, man.
Where was your drop zone?
Just inside of Beerville.
Beerville? How the hell did you end up way up here?
You got me, sir. C-47 took heavy fire. Pilot went crazy trying to get out of there, turning every which way. Took more fire in the drop. Got messy. I ended up here. I haven't seen a single guy from my stick, sir. God knows where they are.
Anybody from Baker Company have like a big mouth talk about where the drop zone might have been?
No, sir, but I know Baker Company had the same rally point as us.
Shot. My man are beat. We're gonna hold up here about 3 hours and pull out after dark. Got anything left in this town like a 3-star hotel? Something with clean sheets and soft pillows and room service?
How about a nice comfy church?
Take that.
What have you heard? How's it all falling together?
Well, we got the beachhead secured. Problem is, Monty's taking his time moving on Khan. We can't pull out till he's ready, so...
That guy's overrated.
More him in here.
Gotta take cans so you take St. Lo.
You gotta take St. Lo to take Bologna.
Malone, you got Cherbourg.
Cherbourg, you got Paris. Paris, you got Berlin. And then that big boat home. I'm sure it's hard to use you around here, but I understand what you're doing. Seems to help? Yeah. I got a couple of brothers myself. Oh, good luck. Thank you. No, I mean it. Find them. Get them home.
Jorge has always put the ones he loves first. But when it comes to caring for his teeth, he's let his own maintenance take a back seat. Well, maybe it's time to shift gears on that. Aspen Dental has complete, affordable care all under one roof. With same-day appointments and 20% off dental services for everyone. Making it easier to get started with quality care. It's one more way Aspen Dental is in your corner.
Precise designs, subtle curves, curated upgrades, elevated design for thoughtful living. Puma. Intibio is the only gut-focused treatment for moderate to severe Crohn's and UC. Gut-focused Intibio works right where you need it to block inflammation in your gut. With a legacy of more than 10 years, Intibio offers the experience you need, lasting relief and steroid-free remission. And some people experience rapid symptom relief. Infusion and serious allergic reactions can happen during or after treatment. Intibio may increase risk of infection, which can be serious. Although unlikely, PML, a rare brain infection that can result in death, cannot be ruled out. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, sores, or are prone to infections. Liver problems can occur. With Intibio, you may be able to pay as little as $5 per dose. Ask your doctor if Intibio, including the Intibio pen, is right for you.
Focus Intibio.
Get the best views on the course when you watch the Ryder Cup on Xfinity. Feel like you're on the green with the pros. In enhanced 4K. You can even access live odds and in-platform betting in the Xfinity Odds Zone. If you call yourself a golf fan, you've got to have Xfinity. Now on the tee, Europe versus United States. To catch all the match play magic, just say Ryder Cup into your voice remote. Xfinity.
Indolent systemic mastocytosis may disrupt your life, with symptoms showing up at any time. But what if you can target ISM at the source? With ISM, your body overproduces abnormal mast cells, causing symptoms. Ayvakit blocks the overproduction of these cells. It's a once-daily pill for adults living with ISM and not for patients with low platelets. Ayvakit may cause serious side effects, including cognitive changes and skin sensitivity to sunlight. Tell your doctor right away if you develop new or worsening forgetfulness, getting lost, drowsiness, trouble staying awake, or finding problems, seeing objects or hearing things not there, or change in mood or behavior. Do not drive or operate heavy machinery if you have confusion or trouble thinking. Avoid exposure to sunlight and ultraviolet radiation. Ayvakit can cause harm to your unborn baby and may impact fertility. Do not use Ayvakit when pregnant or breastfeeding. Use effective birth control while taking Ayvakit. At 6 months of Ayvakit, many patients saw symptom improvement. Target the source of ISM with Ayvakit.
Hey guys, Viagra is not your only option. Rose Sparks act fast and stay active longer. They aren't pills. Sparks dissolve under your tongue to reach your bloodstream for speedy results. Sildenafil starts things off strong, and Tadalafil stays in your system for longer. More confidence, more control. Rose Sparks. Connect with a provider at ro.co/sparks. At Burger King, you make the rules. Introducing the U Rules of Value.
Rule number 1, I choose food I actually want so I can have it my way.
Rule number 2, I get my 2 things for $5.
I get 3 for $7.
Rule number 14, dessert is a part of my meal. No, it's the whole meal. Rule number 37, burgers are a snack.
City Minis are back with a $5 duo or $7 trio. Choose your deal.
Bueller. What are we going to do? Bueller.
He's a righteous dude.
Bueller. You thought we were kind of fun. Bueller. Anyone?
Stronger than pork. Portsmouth when they run us down for embarkation and comes and goes. Hang in there to get yourself a new line of work. This one doesn't seem to agree with you anymore. What? What? What was the name of that kid? That Anzio, one that was always walking around on his hands, you know, when he was singing that song, like the man with the flat trumpets. Vecchio, Vecchio. Yeah, Vecchio. He's a goofy kid. I remember he used to pee a V on everybody's jacket. For Vecchio. For victory. He was so short. He was a midget. I think he could be a ranger. He got shot in the foot once, didn't he? He fell on his hands. He could walk faster on his hands. Come on, faster. Caparzo. You see, when you end up killing one of your men, you tell yourself it happened so you could save the lives of 2 or 3 or 10 others. Maybe 100 others. Do you know how many men I've lost under my command? How many? 94. But that means I've saved the lives of 10 times that many, doesn't it? Maybe even 20, right? 20 times as many. And that's how simple it is. That's how you rationalize making the choice between the mission and the man. Except this time the mission is man. This Ryan better be worth it. He better go home, cure some disease, or invent a longer-lasting light bulb or something. The truth is, I wouldn't trade 10 Ryans for 1 Vecchio or 1 Caparzo. Amen. There goes again. Sir, are you all right? Look, we're gonna move out in 2 hours. Why don't you get some sleep?
Oh, no, he doesn't.
What's that?
Falls asleep like that. I mean, look at him. The guy's lights out, doesn't know his head hits the back.
Clear conscience.
Yeah, well, it's the same. If God's on our side, who now could be on theirs?
If God be for us, who could be against us?
Yeah, what I say?
Well, actually, the trick to falling asleep is trying to stay awake.
How was that one?
Well, when my mother was an intern, she used to work late through the night, sleep through the day. So the only time that we ever got to talk about anything was when she'd get home. So what I used to do, I used to lie in my bed and try to stay awake as long as I could, but it never worked because the harder I tried, the faster I'd fall asleep.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't have minded none of my house. My mom, she would come home, shake me awake, chat me up till dawn. I swear, I was never too tired to talk.
That's probably the only time she could get a word in.
Funny thing is, sometimes she'd come home early. I'd pretend to be asleep.
Your mom?
Yeah. She'd stand in the doorway looking at me. And I'd just keep my eyes shut. And I knew she just wanted to find out about my day. That she came home early. I just talk to me. I still wouldn't move. I'd still pretend to just be asleep. I don't know why I did that. Sir? Cool.
How you doing, man? You alright?
Yeah, I think this is all good for me, sir.
Really? How was that?
War educates the senses, calls into action the will, perfects the physical constitution, brings men into such swift and close collision in critical moments that man measures man.
Yeah, well, I guess that's Emerson's way of finding the bright side.
You know Emerson's out there?
I don't know, so.
So where are you from, Kevin? What did you do before the war?
What's the pool up to?
I think it's around 300 spots.
Well, when it gets up to 500, I'll give you the answers and we'll split the money. How about that?
Well, if that's the way you feel, sir, I feel it's my duty under your command to suggest that we wait until it gets up to thousands.
I wonder if we don't live that long.
5 minutes?
500 would be good, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Get some sleep, Corey.
Yes, sir.
If whiskey could talk, Johnny Walker Black Label. The scent with notes of sweet, smooth coffee, rich fruit, and touch of smoke. Tastes as good as it sounds.
As we age, our cells become fragile, weaken, and break down. But what if we could age without breaking? Fatty 15 is the first and only pure C15 supplement, a crucial healthy aging nutrient proven to strengthen cells against breakdown and actually reverse aging at the cellular level. Join the over 100,000 people who have made Fatty 15 their must-have healthy aging supplement. Fatty 15, long live you.
Our state showdown is just getting started.
Which state wins it all? Does anyone's guess?
Spring break, yacht party, new dude party, pass.
The floor is all new. Wednesday at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
This sweater? New? No. I've washed it 30 times with Brazil. The color's still vibrant for Olay. How cold. Outside. It's vibrant wash after wash. Clothes look newer for longer with Brazil.
When you wash with Snuggle, your loved ones will feel at home on center stage, at the school dance, or away from home. Cuddly softness, long-lasting familiar freshness. That's the Snuggle promise. Snuggle, the comfort of home.
What if getting away was effortless? No stress, no planning.
the space to connect. Because the right place
It looks even better than the photos.
can bring you even closer to the people who matter most. Wander combines the quality of a luxury hotel with the comfort of a private vacation home. Every detail taken care of. So all you have to do is be together. Wander, because memories matter.
This sweater? New? No. I've washed it 30 times with Brazil. The color's still vibrant for Olay. Outside. It's vibrant wash after wash. Clothes look newer for longer with Brazil.
When you wash with Snuggle, your loved ones will feel at home on center stage, at the school dance, or away from home. Cuddly softness, long-lasting familiar freshness. That's the Snuggle promise. Snuggle, the comfort of home.
Listen to celebrities, we listen to you. Your next creation is here. The Crispy Onion Whopper. It's got the crisp, the crunch, the bacon, and it's imagined by you. Try the latest in the Whopper by You series today.
Every mom's strength starts with restful sleep. Sleep fuels your immunity and clarity, filling your day with vibrant energy. Sleep recharges you, empowering you to thrive at home and beyond. That's why Sattva inspires you to make healthy sleep a priority on a comfortable, supportive mattress made with American craftsmanship. Because the quality of your sleep helps shape the quality of your life. Sattva. Unlock the superpower of a great night's sleep.
Tradition brings Buffalo together, even in the cold, and inspires us to make Tostitos the traditional way, starting with whole corn kernels to make our masa from scratch. No artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives. Tostitos. Tradition matters. Go Bills.
The child has gone missing.
It disappeared a year ago.
This is a murder investigation. Do you know something you don't want me to know?
There is something wrong here.
Won't be much longer. What are we doing here? All right. Yeah, all right. Don't worry about it. Talk in town.
Sorry. Always those. 29 infantry's breaking through the Bay Houston.
Anybody got plasma?
Captain. Hey, Captain.
So here, you want to fill me in?
Yeah, Lieutenant DeWin, sir. 99th Troop Carrier Squadron carrying a 327th Fighter Infantry. This one was mine, sir. I was a pilot. Private. 22 men. Private, take care of the storm here. I ended up over there without a scratch. Took my co-pilot's head right off.
Well, where's the unit? Who are these people?
Well, the guys we came in with, sir, they headed off first tonight. Haven't seen them since. Meantime, other guys keep showing up. 1, 2, half dozen at a time. Then some officer will come along and patch together a mixed unit. Head off to make trouble, sir.
We're looking for Private James Ryan. He's in Baker Company, the 506 and 101st.
Got me, sir. A lot of guys coming in and out of here.
Popham?
Yes, sir.
Check out that squad. See if Ryan's in it.
Yes, sir.
Rabbit? Smell that leg right there. Find out if it's south of cheese. What?
Couldn't pry him out of there hard as I tried.
Trying to get a winch.
Stars.
Yeah. Brigadier General, amen. Deputy Commander 101st. Some funny genius had the great idea of welding a couple of steel plates onto our deck to keep the general safe from ground fire. Unfortunately, they forgot to tell me about it until we were just getting airborne. Well, that's like trying to fly a freight train.
Trim characteristics all shot to hell. I nearly broke both my arms trying to keep her level. And when we released, you know, I cut as hard as I could. Tried to gain some altitude and still keep her from stalling. We came down like a falling meteor. That's how we ended up. The others, they stopped easy enough, okay, though, you know. We were just too damn heavy, you know. The grass was wet. Downward slope and all. 22 guys dead.
All that for a job?
One man.
A lot of that going on.
Fubar. Y'all got that right.
Yeah, look up Fubar in the German dictionary. There's no Fubar in there.
Papa,
Yes, sir.
there's more paratroops out there. Find out if one of them's Ryan.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you might want to check these out, sir. Dog tag. One I really want to count, sir. I've got covered a lot of bodies, sir.
Jackson. Start going, boys.
Yes, sir.
Oh. What do you think, Jackson? Think that little prick's in there?
Oh, if he is, I'm fine. Good to see you.
Yeah, big money saying this guy's still alive. $10 says I nailed him first. What we got in there? How much else got the chance? You think this little shitbird's in here or what?
Just keep looking.
Gary Ioninico. Brenda Aquino. Mike Trajecto. I sure ought to get you by now.
Come on, Mike. We were make it.
We gotta find it quick.
Where's this son of a bitch?
Don't mix him up, Jackson, all right? You and your other file. How am I supposed to know who we got?
Why don't you just shut up, Brad? Alright?
Everybody be friendly.
I think I got a winner. What are you talking about? Ryan. Ryan. You know, you're a genius. You really are. R-I-E-N-N-E. 3 N, and it's friend. Alright? You know what that means? It means love. What makes me friend?
I got shit here. I got whole guys from New York.
You're always with me.
You need a hand with that?
I get a full out.
Well, how's this guy? I got the seat. I got the steak fly.
I'm saying, no, you're looking at my bag. You're cheating. You know? This guy.
You need a hand with that? Can you read that shit? Jesus Christ, look at his ball basket, huh?
I guess they're not bulletproof, huh?
Yes, sir. I don't like what he's got for 20 years.
So look, you fellas got plenty left.
I got 3 at a time.
Goddamn airborne watching. Jump the cookies. All right. Put him back in there.
Not here. Maybe we should bust up in a couple of different groups, huh? Wander the woods like Hansel and Gretel calling his name. Time to hear us sooner or later. Ryan!
That might be a little hard to do, Cap.
Maybe the locals have seen it. Hey, you know, excusez-moi. Parlez-vous, Ryan, James Ryan, merci beaucoup. Ryan, anybody know Ryan? 101st Airborne? Ryan, you know that name Ryan? Private James Ryan from Iowa? Anybody know a Ryan? James Ryan!
Hey, Joe. Was there Madison pal around with a Ryan from C Company? Bring him up here, would you?
this down. James Francis Ryan, Iowa, Do you know him? Does he know him? Read the message, look.
Yeah, of course I know him, sir. Yeah, we missed our drop zone by about 20 miles. Ended up way over by Bunzville or some damn place. Him, me, and a couple other guys were coming here to the rally point. Ran into a colonel who was gathering up men to go to, Rommel. The babysitter bridge. That's the last I seen of him, sir.
Great. Thank you. Right, thank you. Reed, thank you.
You're welcome.
Symbol on me. Thank you, Lieutenant. Now, we're here. There. Rimmel is on the Margaret River right here, just to the southwest of us.
Anything about this bridge you was talking about, Cap?
Yep. The target has always been Cherbourg. We can't push on Paris until we take a deep water port. Rommel knows that, so he's going to try to get his armor across the Margaret River anywhere he can. That way he can hit our invasion forces in the flank when we make a big right turn to Cherbourg. That makes any village on that river with an intact bridge solid gold to the sea. Let's go.
What the hell is that?
The radar side. It's gotta be out of action. Looks like we got something in that sandbag bunker right under the station. See it?
No. I guess so. What is it? Machine gun. Probably MG-42. Jesus. Is that what got those guys? Only one of them's on board.
No, their patches are 82nd, so your luck's not that good.
Yeah, I don't know how fast the rest of these baddies are, so I'm thinking we detour this way, quick and quiet. The crowds will never even know we were here. So, Captain, what I'm trying to say is, why don't we just go around the there?
I hear what you're saying. We can't go around it.
I'm with Robin on this one, sir. When we left them 88s.
The Air Force. The Air Force isn't going to spin ordnance on one machine gun.
Captain. We can still skip it and accomplish our mission. I mean, this isn't our mission, right, sir?
Well, that's what you want to do, Knox. Just want to leave it here so they can ambush the next company that comes along?
No, sir, that's not what I'm saying. I'm simply saying it seems like an unnecessary risk given our objectives.
Change out his barrels. I think we should be able to hit him from grenade range.
Maybe I should go up the middle, sir.
The way you run, I don't think so.
Maybe I should go left, sir.
Maybe you should shut up. Driving, face of fire. Mags and clips when you can reach them, and extra grenades for the base runners.
Tell us what to do. Tell us how to fix you.
can mark and cover Wade's body for grave detail. Same thing for those paratroopers down there. Strip that stuff up and check it for intelligence.
Ask this piece of shit if he's the one that shot Wade. Ask him!
Doesn't matter. It does matter.
Was du mal ein bisschen gehört? Nein, ich hab nachgeladen. Ich hab mitgekommen. Ich hab nicht... Jackson, you're here. Hey, let's just give you arms. Get a claim popular arrest. You and SARS watch the perimeter. Bitte tötet mich nicht. Bitte tötet mich nicht. Ich will mich ergeben. Please don't shoot him. I don't care what he says,
Sir, you gonna let them kill him? This is not right.
You can help me with the bodies.
What does that mean?
Paradise doesn't always have palm trees. Corona, La Playa awaits.
Think of the coziest thing you own. Now imagine it's 10 times better and you never have to take it off. With Cozy Earth, you can effortlessly transition from the morning hustle to the evening unwind in the world's softest loungewear and apparel. Feel the quality and embrace the luxury. Once you do, you'll never settle for less. The pieces you can't live without, now all in one place. Sanctuary awaits at CozyEarth.com.
I was in a car accident. Where is just gone? I need to be the doctor that I was. You are still auditioning. You say I don't deserve to be here. I'm not going anywhere.
Doc, all new. Tuesday at 9 on Fox.
With hundreds of sales every week, eat well for less at Whole.
Catch Major League Baseball from the best seat in the house. With Xfinity, you get access to the most live sports. Watch 2 games at once and get every swing, strikeout, and stolen base with Xfinity Multiview. Looking to beat the odds? Stay up to date on the action with Xfinity Odds Zone. Plus, get the behind-the-plate experience with enhanced 4K. And take the game on the go thanks to the Xfinity Stream app. Just set Major League Baseball into your voice remote.
Luca is my family. He's my son, which is why their health is so important.
My Cat Henry has brought me so much joy and the world to me because he is my baby, and he deserves nothing but the best.
Smalls is made with high-protein, preservative-free ingredients that I can actually recognize on the label.
Loves it. Obsessed with it.
Other cat food brands put so much junk in their food, and I don't want to become like that, which is why I'm choosing to feed my cat Smalls.
Everything comes out amazing.
It literally tastes like it just came out of a restaurant. This is incredible.
System is a lifesaver.
Discover the only system of chef-crafted meals, smart oven, and app that makes cooking as simple as scanning a QR code. With Tabala, you can easily explore a wide array of meals, artfully crafted by talented chefs. It's like, well, magic. No mess, no prep, just effortless meals that are ready to go. Discover the magic of Tabala today.
Entyvio is the only gut-focused treatment for moderate to severe Crohn's and UC. Gut-focused Entyvio works right where you need it to block inflammation in your gut. With a legacy of more than 10 years, Entyvio offers the experience you need, lasting relief and steroid-free remission. And some people experience rapid symptom relief. Infusion and serious allergic reactions can happen during or after treatment. Entyvio may increase risk of infection, which can be serious. Although unlikely, PML, a rare brain infection that can result in death, cannot be ruled out. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, sores, or are prone to infections. Liver problems can occur. With Entyvio, you may be able to pay as little as $5 per dose. Ask your doctor if Entyvio, including the Entyvio pen, is right for you.
Gut focus, Entyvio.
At Burger King, we don't listen to celebrities. We listen to you. Your next creation is here. The Crispy Onion Whopper. It's got the crisp, the crunch, the bacon, and it's imagined by you. Try the latest in the Whopper by You series today.
Did you know about the murder last night? No comment. This has all been about the murderer keeping a secret.
Like a detective of you yet? What if the person they really wanted to kill was you?
Over here. It's a murder. This is the district attorney's office. We prosecute criminals. Come on, Gwen!
American. I like American. Steve with Billy.
Staying alive.
Yeah, Steve with Will, American.
That's what you think. Come on. Yeah. Said it's her tech is in their commits. They have lost their top recruit from the class of 2026. An offensive lineman has decommitted. One of two from that class, and also from the class of 27, one of the top recruits who had committed has decommitted. So, you know, that's just the nature of college football. But for Virginia Tech, at this point, they are very vulnerable. Don't think for a second that other college coaches and programs and players, agents aren't working on deals all along.
Well, I think one of the things positive for Virginia Tech is they've got great facilities. They play in a great football conference. They are a Power 4 program. They are a prestigious program that, you know, has a winning tradition. And in today's world of portal players, you can build a program through the portal. We've seen that happen. We've seen programs turn around overnight. You know, think about Florida State. You know, they got into the portal this offseason and they've turned it around down there with a couple of key players. So it can happen. So you look at the negative that can possibly happen, but you also have to look at the positive that can happen as a result.
After the big hit by Brennan Johnson on third down, a juggling catch for first down by Jack Purdy, the sophomore from Columbia, South Carolina, showing terrific hands to haul that in.
What a throw by Jaden Whitaker. You continue to see positive from Whitaker as he continues to play throughout this game. I like spreading him outside the pocket, creating more time, the ball right in there. Purdy does a good job of getting his body in between himself and Joseph Reddish to make that catch.
Wofford has next week off before hosting Western Carolina October 4th. Still playing hard, but they are going to drop to 0-4. Brett Clatterbaugh getting an opportunity, number 44 for Tech. And we've reached our 2-minute timeout. 38-6 our score. The Hokies closing in on win number 1 of the season.
Do you suffer in pain? Are you stiff, tense, or less active than before? Introducing the EasyWell Remedy Massage System that combines the incredible effects of vibrational therapy, targeted deep tissue shiatsu massage, plus soothing infrared heat. A triple fusion of therapeutic experiences. Full body vibrational therapy increases blood circulation and reduces inflammation. Look at these beads moving from the powerful vibrational motors.
It's like 1,000 little fingers just vibrating my body from head to toe.
Infrared heat penetrates deep to reduce pain, soothe, and relax.
Remedy gets in there and helps deal with the source of the pain, so you feel much better.
The Ultra Shiatsu pillow with 6 infrared heated nodes mimics a professional massage. Plus, it's detachable for deep relief anywhere you need it.
It's just something that you're gonna have to feel for yourself.
Experience the true remedy for your pain and stiffness. Call now.
College football is here. Here's the plan. Take 136 teams who all want the same thing. Glory! Then throw in a bit of loathing. A few undomesticated animals. One primal scream. 1,000 matchups for mayhem's sake. Top this anything but regular season with a 12-team playoff for even more drama. And hand over the keys to your life. Because it belongs to college football now.
Well, this is Athletics Hall of Fame weekend here at Virginia Tech. 7 inductees, including 9-year NFL veteran Kendall Fuller. You'll remember he was a day 1 starter here at Tech. Picked off 6 passes as a true freshman. Wound up being a 3rd-round pick in 2016. Had the Super Bowl clinching interception for the Chiefs. And I got a trivia question for you, Forrest. As Wofford runs it on 2nd down and long. Gabe Williams carried the football. All right, so there in the history of the NFL, there have been 3 different families who have put 4 players, 4 siblings, into the NFL. And one of them is the Fuller family. All 4 of the boys played here. Vincent, Corey, Kyle, and Kendall. Can you name the other 2 families that have 4 sons who went on to play in the NFL?
Matthews?
Nope. I'll give you a second to think about it. Okay. We got another minute 18. Swarming defense by the Hokies. The 2s and the 3s are getting their opportunity. Jamari Deloach among those in on the tackle. Well, our statistician Karen's already chimed in. She's got one of them for us. You're 0 for 2.
Wait a minute, I'm still thinking.
You're Googling. You're not thinking. You're Googling. All right, I'll give it to you. The easy one for me and Karen was the Gronkowski.
Oh, that's right.
Rob is the big star, but his brothers.
But it's only 3 of them, isn't it?
No, there's 4. Grew up in Western New York. Their father was a good player at Syracuse, although none of the boys decided to follow him to Syracuse. And the other family, you got a guess?
I know it was 3 Bosas that played.
Yeah, the
2
Browners.
Saints. I would never guess that.
Yeah.
But I thought it was only 3 Gronkowskis. It's 4?
I'm pretty sure it's 4. The fullback from Kansas State. I'm just trying to think. I didn't look up that far. I just took it as, yeah, that sounds right. 4 Gronkowskis. So anyhow, we don't want to take the shine away from the Fuller family. Apparently, I didn't see it, but Vincent, Corey, and Kyle all came back to honor their younger brother here this weekend. They had a nice dinner last night, and they were recognized at halftime today. And all things, at least for the moment, here in Hokieville are good. Final play of the game, they take a knee, and the Hokies
after hitting their nadir last Saturday night and firing their coach the following day. Get into the win column for the first time, and congratulations to Philip Montgomery, the interim head coach. He has win number 1 in his tenure, no matter how long it is, here in Blacksburg.
Excellent response by this team. Good job by Coach Montgomery to keep everyone together, to come out and perform at a high level and get a much-needed win for this program.
And that man was the star of the game, Kyron Drones. 27 of 32 passing for 307 yards. That's the third most in his Tech career. Threw for 2 touchdowns, ran for 2 touchdowns. And here's a look at what number 1 in white did this afternoon.
They did a good job, like I said, spreading outside the pocket, throwing dimes, knowing where he wanted to go with the football, not forcing it. That's one of the things I think that he had some issues with, some bad decision-making, poor decision-making. He's able to make great decisions. You see right there, a great decision. He saw everyone crashing down, pull the ball out at the best point, get around the edge, and basically walk in for that last touchdown that he scored.
There are the numbers, career highs in completions as well. And he seems to be moving fine. We saw him with a little bit of a hitch in his giddy up in the first half. He got it retaped and seemed to be okay. Didn't have to run the football much at all today. And they did not need him to. Got 79 yards rushing from Marcellus Hawkins to lead the way. And the top receivers were Prelo out of the backfield, Aiden Green, Tucker Holloway, and Devin Elvis, who had his first career receiving touchdown as a Hokie. Final thoughts, Forrest Connolly.
Well, I think we've got to see what happens with the program. I hope guys continue to stay, continue to fight, and push through all of the negativity that they've had to deal with early in the season. We saw the potential of this Virginia Tech football team this afternoon.
Our final score, 38-6. Tech takes down Wofford. The ACC schedule is ahead, and the games will get much tougher for Tech. But it's win number 1 on the season for Coach Montgomery and company. That'll do it for us. For Forrest Connolly, I'm Doug Sherman. For our entire crew, thanks for watching, and so long from Blacksburg. Gotta get the water out. Brett Key, former All-ACC offensive lineman, right here at Georgia Tech.
I'm honored and proud to obviously take this responsibility to lead football. There's a fire that burns inside of me.
Up front, keep your eye on Brett Key.
All these memories come back. Games as a player. We're proud of the identity we created. A tough, physical football team. We spent 2 years of really climbing. Now it's time to take that jump.
Hi everybody, welcome to another special edition of ACC Huddle. Pleased to be joined by Georgia Tech head football coach Brent Key for a visit here today. Looking good, by the way.
You can thank Danielle.
Right? I mean, that's who.
It'd be blue jeans and a t-shirt or something if not for her.
And the signature boots. Tell me about the boots. This is a thing you've done ever since I've known you.
Yeah, I love cowboy boots. I think they've become a little bit nicer boots over the years than I used to wear, but I always have. Probably a little bit of a throwback to where I'm from.
Yeah, sure.
But I just like the way they feel. You can wear them for really anything. Plus, it gives me a chance to talk something to Luke's.
Yeah, Tom Lukaville needs to be brought into every conversation.
Yeah.
I wanted to do this, but I wanted to wait a couple of years. What's been the most satisfying part of being the head football coach at Georgia Tech, your school?
Wow. I could go on forever, with just the things that are pleasing and happy times. But you move so fast, you go so fast. You're always in the moment, preparing and working with your players and your staff, and always trying to improve and get better in everything that's going on. But once a month, I take a little time in the office just to stop, pause, and just take a look around the stadium and see those names in the stadium and the skyline behind it. And just for about 3 or 4 minutes, all these memories come back to me of games as a player, games as a GA in Bobby Dodd Stadium. So taking that little time to reflect, and it took me a while to do that, but taking that little time to do that makes me really realize all the people that have had so much of an impact in the history of Georgia Tech football, and that now I'm sitting in that seat and have a chance to represent all of them.
The site you play your home game is so historic. Does it talk to you?
Oh yeah.
Are there ghosts in the building?
There's ghosts, and most of them are to the west side.
Yeah, sure. Right.
There's a few.
The home side.
There's a few in like the northern part of the east, but it does, and it's a weird thing because unless you've been on that field and now you have a chance to sit above it and look over it. Me and Joe was here. People might know him as Roman Reigns, but we know him as
Joe and Hawaii.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns, the WWE multi-time world champion, right?
Largest, most visible athlete in the world or something right now.
Right.
Just to sit in there with Joe and us reflect back on our times, even though I finished up right when he came in, we didn't overlap each other, we were right back to back, and just to talk about what it meant to us to this day, that's the field where we really became who we are, built the lessons, the good and the bad.
How much of Brent Key, the coach, resembles Brent Key, the player from the late 90s, early 2000s that was so successful?
Hopefully a lot. Hopefully a lot. I work very hard to be who I am. And look, when you're in this position, it's easy to say, it's hard to do. Because you're constantly, so many people pulling you different directions and wanting to, their own self-interest. But the only way to be is true to yourself and be who you are. And, I look at it very similar. I look at coaching a staff like it was coaching the position. And, I look at being in front of the guys like I'm still one of them. I really do. And when you put the white and gold on, and they're strapping it up, and I'm going through my pregame speech to them.
Make every punch harder than the punch before.
That's the one time a week that I am emotional.
Yeah.
I am emotional because I feel them and they feel me.
The full disclosure about our relationship is it started like when you were a freshman.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're playing, right?
Probably too soon.
Yeah, probably. But that's the reality of your career, was you were thrown into it early and had to adapt. I'm curious, when you got the interim tag, 4 or 5 games into the season, you had to adapt again. What did you learn about yourself and your future as a coach in that interim phase of your career?
A lot. I tell people that when you have to stand in front of a football team at 6 p.m., 4 days before you go play a top 20 team on the road in conference, and there was a lot of dysfunction and bad things going on, you have to have confidence in yourself and what you're saying. But I say all the time, that's what Georgia Tech teaches you. It teaches you how to figure things out and solve problems, right? And I got thrown in a situation where I had to figure it out real fast, and I didn't have a lot of time to think about all these other things. I knew what was most important was those players in front of me and the GT that we wear. And every decision that had to be made, I made what was best interest of those two. But when you get in front of the team for the first time and you're talking to them and you say, look, I want there to be ownership in this thing. I want us to do this together. I've walked up the hill. Right? I've heard the horn, the whistle blow and been late for class. And look, I've
rode the stinger.
I've waited at the bottom of the hill to ride the stinger up the hill. Right, 15 minutes after class had started. They're up there checking classes already. We're late. No, we don't care. We're riding the bus. I've seen the sun come up over the city.
Right.
Doing workouts in the morning. But more than anything, I've messed up the things that they've messed up. I've made those mistakes. And for me to be transparent with that and talk to them about those mistakes that I've made in my past in hopes that they don't do the same thing, it just created this relationship, coach-player relationship that I wouldn't trade for anything in the world.
I want to get to your coaching influences, and those are much more pronounced than maybe the most important influence in your life, which is your mom.
Yep.
The emotional moment with your mom before every game at home is something that I think personifies really your core. How did you decide, I'm going to run out of the tunnel and blow a kiss to my mom at home games?
Well, it was funny. My mom was over last Friday. She drove over for the day, and she says to see me, it's to see Harper, but who, by the way, lost her first tooth yesterday. big day in the
Granddaughter's
household.
always at number one, by the way.
But those three women are special to me. My mom was the mom and the dad. My mom was the disciplinarian and the encourager. And I wasn't the most straight line young man walking through the streets of Clay, Alabama, I'll tell you that. So what she did and the sacrifices that she made, the sacrifices to never miss a Little League game, never miss a football game. And she could have been doing a lot of other things in her life, and she didn't. Those sacrifices, I mean, it pales in, it's such a, what I do, such a small task compared to what she had to do in my young life. And, probably one of the happiest times I get as the head coach is when I hear my players talk about the number one thing they've learned is how to treat women. But because my mom, my wife, and my daughter, they're the most special women in the world, the most special people in my life, and to hear my players reflect that and how they know to treat women, that really makes it worthwhile.
Tired of dragging out your big, bulky pressure washer and dealing with that tangle of hoses and cords? Dreading those outdoor cleaning projects? Introducing the Zippy Hydro Cleaner, the powerful, lightweight, portable pressure washer. Corded pressure washers need a powered water source, but you can connect Hydro Cleaner to your garden hose or draw water from virtually anywhere. Draw water from a lake, the pool, a bucket, or even from this water bottle. Amazing!
I just drop the water siphoning filter into a bucket, then pull the trigger. It's really that simple.
The sky's the limit when it comes to Zippy Hydro Cleaner. Clean stubborn stains off your driveway. Easily blast away all that mold and mildew off your house. And make your outdoor furniture shine like new again. The secret is in the high-powered motor. Powered by a rechargeable lithium battery. Use the precision or wide-angle jet nozzles to clean cars, campers, boats, and more. Let Hydro Cleaner do the dirty work for you. Got grimy windows? No problem. Those hard-to-reach areas are no match for Hydro Cleaner. Take your dirty driveway from this to this. It's easy to set up, easy to use. Call or go online and get the incredible Zippy Hydro Cleaner for just 2 easy payments of $79.99. But wait, if you call or go online right now, we'll make a payment for you. That's right, just pay $79.99.
With your order, we'll also include the wide-angle nozzle, the precision nozzle, the extractor hose with debris cleaner, and our soap dispenser, which you can use with soap or detergent for extra cleaning power. And that's not all. Call now and you can get a second Zippy Hydro Cleaner for 50% off and free shipping. Oh, and Zippy is also offering a 30-day money-back guarantee, but you have to call now.
Call 1-800-587-6615 or go online at zippyhydrocleaner.com.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
Makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face. And what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes. And I did this to my father. We were at home, so we applied it to his under-eye bags. And let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view. And now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles.
At our $14.95 price, it's the best way to try Plexiderm and see it work after your first application. Call the number on your screen.
Call 1-800-706-1248. Saturday on ACC Network.
Got talent, not know-how. Your focus for 4 quarters. Team on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Monaghan will throw, has a man inside the 5 and a touchdown. ACC football. California and Boston College, Saturday at 3:30 Eastern on ACCN.
When we get to the football influences, I know your high school coach is special to you. I know George O'Leary is special to you. And I know Nick Saban is special to you. In going back and reviewing, I wanted to make sure I had maybe all the potential influences in coaching in your playing and coaching career. It's amazing the number of guys you have been exposed to as a player and a coach. I know George and Nick mean a ton. Who else impacted the guy we see today coaching Georgia Tech?
You know, there's been so many that have. The first is probably my mother. You know, it was probably 07, 08, and I was a young tight ends coach at UCF, and I just couldn't get him to learn it. You know, couldn't get him to learn it. And I called my mom one day, and I said, Mom, they can't figure it out. They can't get it done. And she said, son, you better figure out how to get it done. When I teach little Johnny, you know, how to do multiplication, and he can't get it right the first time, I can't move him to the third row of the class, and that's all you're doing is moving to the third row. Because I get called to the office, and I get reprimanded if I can't get it done. You better figure out how to get it done. Click. That's the way my mom was, and, and it is to this day. I mean, we're very, very similar in personalities, which is scary to think. When I came from high school to Georgia Tech, the Coach Wood, who was my high school coach, taught me about discipline and taught me about accountability. But when you're that young age, you don't really understand. And then I got here, and then by my redshirt freshman year, Doug Marone was coaching me on the O-line. And I had such a special relationship with him. He wasn't the father figure, almost like a big brother type. But I don't think I would have appreciated that relationship the way I did if it wasn't for the man that came in my senior year, Matt McWhorter. And then as a grad assistant, you know, working with Mac. Polar opposite of Doug. Super effective, just like he was. But it really showed me there's more than one way to do things.
Right.
You know, Billy, who is, you know, I know he's a competitor in the league now, but, you know, Bill O'Brien, his first year as the OC was my first year as a GA. And then, you know, the guys we came up with, I mean, the guys that are my age, you know, George Godsey, and, you know, me and Shane Beamer were together as GAs, and Ryan Silverfield as GAs. You know, you go on and on with the guys that were kind of in that little crew we had coming up. And then you become influenced a different way. You know, as you get older, it's not as a mentor type, it's more of a peer type. And you see those guys go on and move on, guys that did things right, guys that did things wrong, and you take little pieces from all of them.
All right, you've been a program changer as a player because you signed on when Georgia Tech was coming off a 1-10.
Yeah.
Ultimately led to an ACC championship in '98, double-figure win season, the whole thing. Now you're also a program changer as the head coach. The central figure on the field for you as the program changer is your quarterback, right? You played with a great quarterback, Joe Hamilton, arguably the greatest quarterback in school history. You're now coaching a guy who statistically could be the greatest quarterback in school history, in Haynes King. Have you thought about that?
It's kind of surreal. You know, he had a chance 2 years ago in the bowl game to break 4 single-season passing records with Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
And we ran the ball 27 straight times at the end of the game.
Yes, you did.
And Haynes was begging to run it again.
Yeah.
I mean, because it was what was best for the team. And he knew, look, me and him have a really unique relationship. You know, when you win a game, everybody gets the praise and the credit, and everybody gets, you know, their butts kissed up and down Peachtree Street, right? So, you know, it's, but when you lose, they look at 2 people. They're looking at the quarterback and they're looking at the head coach.
That's right.
And we got to own it. And after those games, I mean, I grabbed him, I'll find him. And I grabbed him, I said, let's go own it, big boy. Walk off, head up, chest out, and let's go own this.
You know, as all great quarterbacks do in their career at some point, if they have major success and are remembered forever, he has a game where he may not play his best, but he shows unbelievable toughness, tenacity, and will to win. That happened a couple different times for him. And you know the regular season finale last year at Georgia was one of those games for him, right? I mean, it was just the showcase of who he was and what your team was. And yet at the end, it doesn't go your way. Has it laid in a character trait of what this potential team could be?
Look, I think there's a fire that burns inside of all of us. There's a fire that burns inside of me. I don't think we did anything but dump a can of gasoline on top of it. And yeah, because look, if you know, you're playing a great team at the end of the year and you're preparing every week to play and beat great teams, you're playing that way, you're preparing that way every week in every game. And you know, it's hard to put into words a little bit, the question, because that is, it ate at me.
Yeah.
For a while.
Sure.
It did. There comes a point as a man and as a leader of men, you got to shake yourself out of it and say, okay, what do we got to do to be better? Right? It was on us. Right? We can say all they want. But at the end of the day, we lost a football game. We had an opportunity to win.
Yeah.
Right? And we let it slip. Okay, so you can look out across all America and as a program, we're proud of the identity that we've created. Because we've created an identity, and you can look anywhere across the country or ask anybody that's watched us play, and they'll agree. Right? If you haven't watched a game, watch one. They're fun to watch, and we can own that and be proud of that and celebrate that. But that doesn't give us the opportunity to celebrate one thing at the end of the year. Nothing. All right. Celebrate your identity just gives you a chance at the end of the year to possibly be able to, cheer and have some success. But we own that identity that we have. Right now, we got to close the gap.
Yeah.
It's been closed. Now we got to keep closing that thing and make that jump. And yeah, it fuels us. Yeah, it drives us.
I want to ask you something that I've been asked multiple times this year in the offseason. Not many times in college football, not many times in sports, Brent, do people see two competitors embrace at the end of the game like you and Kirby did in Athens. Doesn't happen.
You do in heavyweight boxing.
But you're also throwing punches at times too.
We threw punches.
Yeah. You guys have known each other a long time. You worked together in Alabama. That's a unique relationship. That was a unique moment in college football that really nobody else saw on the field. What was it for you two?
First thing I'll say is, I didn't even realize it until a day later when I'm sitting downstairs in a hole watching games the next day and see, the flag planting and the fights and all that at the end of the game and to kind of think back and say, none of that happened in our game. Right? The respect that was there. And look, we've all worked together. We all respect each other, but there's not a lot of people that know what it's like to sit at that seat at the place you played at. And we're the only state in the country where the two flagship schools have former players as a head coach. And
played against each other on the same field.
Yes. The
In
same
meaningful
fields.
games between the two schools.
Yes. Seems like yesterday. There's so much history there. Not as competitors as coaches, but as competitors as players. We recruited together for years. But when you leave everything on the field like that in the state of Georgia, in the South, in the heart of the South, in the heart of college football, right? No one really knows but him, and I know what he goes through. He knows what I go through, right? And we know how important that game is, and that's what's been lost the last, few years. The importance of that game, the significance of that rivalry game, right? And that was up to Georgia Tech to bring that thing back relevant, and we're not there yet.
When you think about this team, what do you want this team to be? What are your aspirations? I know champions and winners and things like that, but you've established the physicality, the toughness.
Can't lose that. Cannot lose that. We have to increase that. What I want to see out of this team, it's time to take the jump. It's time to take that leap. It's time to, we spent 2 years of really climbing, climbing out and building. Have you seen was the Batman, the Dark Knight Rises, when he's down in the cell, right, and the fear, that's the fear of climbing out, and he has to climb and make that jump, but he doesn't want the rope. Well, that's kind of where we are. We made that climb, now it's time to take that jump.
We went with the website nuts.com because nuts and dried fruit and pretzels and trail mix and gummies and espresso beans and energy squares and fudge and jelly beans and so much more.com was already taken. Get 20% off and free shipping on your first order at nuts.com.
Whether because of
discomfort, lack of mobility, your lifestyle, or occupation. You sit inactively way too many hours a day. Introducing Ellipse, the premium quality automatic seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation without physical strain or impact.
It is so quiet that none of my coworkers even know I'm using it.
Strengthen and tone your legs, increase your mobility, flexibility, and balance. Plus, stimulate healthy circulation.
My joints feel better, my knees feel better, my back feels better. It makes me feel stronger too.
Perfect for home therapy. Whisper quiet to use while you work.
My circulation is moving, I'm burning calories, and it makes me feel energetic.
Call now and order Ellipse, the seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation. Call and get upgraded to the Deluxe Bundle. Get the faster motor or 5 miles of steps per hour, the step counter, the sport mat, and wireless remote. Call now.
If you feel like you're on the wrong road with your finances, Credit Karma can help you push through to a better place. With personalized guidance to improve your credit, savings, taxes, and more, so you can find your way to money. Intuit Credit Karma. Karma you can count on.
All day Saturday, ACCN is bringing you 3 football matchups, and ACC Huddle will be covering it all throughout the day. Kick things off at noon as the Blue Devils roll into Syracuse to face the Orange. Then Cal makes the coast-to-coast trip to take on Boston College at 3:30. End the night with a battle in the Bay Area as Stanford hosts San Jose State in prime time. ACC football all day Saturday on ACCN.
Craving a travel adventure but tired of bad vacation rentals? With Wander, it's easy to get away to your dream destination with no planning or stress. Wander combines the quality of a luxury hotel with the comfort of a private vacation home. With hundreds of hand-selected locations from coast to coast, every Wander comes with inspiring views, hotel-grade amenities, dreamy beds, top-tier cleaning, and 24/7 concierge service. Right now is the perfect time to book. Get $500 off your stay. Your next adventure awaits.
We're Dutch. We've helped thousands of pets get affordable care, and pet parents like you love us. Dutch.com offers personalized treatment plans and medications for the care your pet needs when they need it.
What if it's after hours?
At Dutch.com, our licensed vets are here for you all day, every day. Skip the waiting room, avoid expensive visits, and get prescriptions delivered. Sign up for a full year of unlimited vet care for less than $100. Visit Dutch.com today.
Last few minutes here, I want to cover a few things. Kyle Eford is a terrific linebacker. He's amazing. He is a throwback linebacker. Is that why he is perfect to play for you?
There's so many reasons Cal's perfect to play for me. But do I love that about him? Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, to have that catalyst on our defense, that I mean, he's got a lot of things he's overcome in his life too, and it still works to overcome them every day. But I mean, that kid's shoulder was blown out last year, and he brace it up and go, brace it up and go. And, boy, I mean, and there's so many of them, but that's what I want people to think about when they think of our program. Right? You know, it's hard to establish that type of identity in your team.
Yeah.
That toughness and that seeking out contact. You know, to seek out people to hit, the physicality of the game, and to crave more of it. They crave more in practice. They crave more in scrimmages. They want that, and he's a big reason why. He's a big reason why the defense had the greatest one-year turnaround, rushing defense in the 30 years.
Right.
And a lot of that's because of him. Gets people in the right positions, puts them in the right place, knows his strengths, knows his weaknesses. I mean, love him.
You play for George O'Leary. You work for George O'Leary. What's the one thing from George O'Leary that happens in Brent Keith's football program every day?
Toughness.
Okay.
Toughness with the players, the staff, right? And then I would say the organization with the staff.
Okay.
I mean, George O'Leary, if you worked for him more than a few years, you learned how to build a tough, physical football team, right? And you learned about organization of the day-to-day.
You work for Nick Saban. What did you learn from Nick Saban that happens every day in your program?
The evaluation of recruits never stops. From the first time you start recruiting them in 9th or 10th grade until the day they leave your program. You never stop evaluating.
How would Brent Key, the player, react to the portal and NIL?
Okay, well, no different than I tell our kids right now. I'm no different than them. As adults, we were doing this way before the players and the kids were. Jumping jobs, chasing money.
Yeah.
And so let's don't act like this is new.
Right. Sure.
And I'm upfront with our players about that. I want them to have what's best for them.
Sure.
I would do exactly what the players I brought here with me today. I would try to get as much as I can for me, personally. But at the same time, in the back of my head, I wouldn't be leaving. I wouldn't leave the place. But you're going to take what you can, get what you can get when you can get it, because nothing's promised in this game. And I want those guys to do that. I want to be able to provide that for them.
That's good. Most underrated or undervalued trait of a successful program is what in football?
Honesty and transparency. It's easy to say, that's hard to do. Man to man, another man does something that not the way you wanted it, and to confront them in a way that makes them want to do it the right way, not in a berating, tear them down type way, but choosing when to be that way, like to delegate responsibility, but then to accept the confirmation of responsibility. That's hard, right? But that's how you hold people accountable. And to be that honesty that comes with it. When a player walks in your office and says, "Why am I not playing?" Right, you can sit there and hem-haw around it, say, "Oh, you got to work harder." Well, they might be the hardest worker on the team. Sometimes the guy in front of them is better than them. Honesty.
Did you ever think about trademarking "Run the Ball"?
BPB USB. Big people beat up small people. It's a little internal thing. But that's something for Coach Saban. I mean, Coach Saban used to tell us all the time that there's weight classes in boxing for a reason. You don't see lightweights fight heavyweights.
Right.
You don't.
Sure.
Football's a big man's game. Unless you can run real fast and run away from them.
Thanks to old number 70 here from Trussville, Alabama, first time. Good luck this season.
Well, this is I'm kind of almost stunned for words right now, because I've gone down some memory lane right now. This last 30 minutes, I'm having some really, really cool memories and thoughts, and all the guys that have come along the way. And I say it all the time to those guys that I get to sit in that seat, but they're all sitting there with me.
Yeah,
they're all sitting there with me. I appreciate you.
Thanks for watching a special edition of ACC Huddle.
How about Fran Brown? It's not about X's and O's. It's about a coach, his confidence, and the belief that he has instilled in his team.
There was a lot of building of young men.
A stunner at Syracuse. The Orange come from 21 down and take down Miami.
The degrees that they were able to get, right? Having 12 guys sign NFL contracts.
It's about will, want to, and belief. These moments, expect them at Syracuse.
We all are held to a standard because of the guys before us. We owe it to them to do it the right way, right? So it don't matter who you are. No one's bigger than us.
Welcome in to a special edition of ACC Huddle. I'm Roddy Jones, and I'm joined by the man of the hour, the head coach of the Syracuse Orange, Fran Brown, joins us. Coach, thank you for doing this.
Man, appreciate you having me.
It's always great to catch up. The last year, what's different this time this year as opposed to this time last year?
Understanding a little bit more, but man, it's actually harder, to be honest. Expectations, you have the higher expectations on yourself, and for me, really the hardest thing is the limit that you can have when it comes to walk-ons and things of that nature. Understanding that when school starts, there'll be some guys that won't be on the team that they put that work in with us, right? We build a bond. Like my little brothers, that's trying to have to tell you, hey, you're not going to be able to stay on the team. So for me, that's really the hardest thing. It's just the expectation that you put on yourself now.
Those expectations came after a great season last year.
And Fran Brown wins 10 in his first season as Syracuse's head coach.
I want to know what you learned last year. Like, what we see the success. What didn't you learn that you're going to change? Because you seem like a guy that is about growth, about reflection, about improvement. What have you instituted this year, or did you institute over the course of last year that you saw didn't work and you had to change?
I just keep trying to listen to everybody. Like, I'm the head coach, but we have so many intelligent men on our staff and on our team. I just try to listen to everybody's input, right? It's our team. I'm the spokesman for it outside of it, but I just think there's so many men that just to continuously listen to, right? Listen to ideals, listen to everybody, listen to the players. Just work really, really hard. And when it's time to rest, give them an opportunity to truly rest. But then when it's time to go work really, really hard. I've always had that. It doesn't matter who you are. It's not like, hey, well, you're the best player. You gotta. It's like, nah, in practice, it's just everybody's Syracuse. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, did you do your job that play? If you did, then there's consequences that come with that. So I just want to have fun. Right? I want to just win. Right? I want to win daily and just make sure that I keep doing that. That was something I was always doing. But our core values, just keep believing, being detailed, accountable, relentless, and tough.
Where did that come from? Because DART is such a good acronym, and it's easy to remember. And obviously, the principles that come with it are easy to say, they're hard to institute every single day. But where'd you come up with that?
Just life. Yeah, just life. Just going through stuff. Really faith-driven when you think about it. So everything is faith-driven for me. So it's just like praying on it, and then it's just like comes that way, right? Because I wasn't saying it that way at first, DART, before I got it. But then by the time I got to go to the interview, I was just like, dang, this is how it should be, right? So it's just, everything's faith-driven. It was just a push that way. But I just want to get our team to be closer, right? That's the most important thing. That we're real close, and that they just know, they know I love them, right? They know I care about them through thick and thin, right? Like, and to me, like, that's more important than just all the X's and O's and the other stuff. Like, it's our love, like that they can feel it, that they know it, that they walk in the building and they happy to be in that building because of the love that's there, like, just because of it don't matter what I've done wrong. Yeah, he gonna be mad at me, but I know within the next 2 minutes, he gonna be telling me how I can move forward, like what I can do to go there. And I want to be able to do that faster, right? I want to show love even more. I want to be able to give solutions faster than just like freaking adding on to the problem, right? And I think sometimes as coaches, we add on to the problem with the kid too much instead of, all right, let's go. We know what you did. You understand what you did. These are the consequences, but this is how we're going to move forward. Let's go quick, right? Let's get that done.
So much of what you talk about is guys off the field. I've heard guys talk about the academic piece is the hardest piece to get used to because you're on them about the academics. There's also the financial literacy part that obviously these guys are getting NIL money now. You have been from a place where you had no money and now you've been blessed with a ton. When you talk about financial literacy, what are you doing with those guys to make sure that they don't spend all their NIL money?
We got a thing where everyone has to save 40% of their pay.
40%?
Yeah.
Automatic.
Automatically just save 40%.
That's awesome.
You know, they always talk to 80-20 and things of that nature. And I'm like, I ain't got no bills, right? So let's put 40% up. And if you really think about it, y'all should put 60. But 40% of your check, let's make sure you put this up to do that. Because when you leave, say, I'm a guy like myself, right? I didn't think they're going to make it. But if I could leave college with 6 figures in my account, with a degree, I could go get I could go to a career job. See, I was an environmental service manager, but I got a criminal justice degree. I did that because that was the highest paying job at the moment, right? And a lot of times people go take the job that can pay the most at the moment because maybe they got a son now and a wife. Maybe they got this, so it's so much pressure already coming to them. So for me, I want to make sure that my players could leave with the right amount of money, right? They've been putting their money in the stock market. They understand. They know what's going on and that nature. But then now, I can go and take this job in the field that I got educated in because I know, okay, my next 2 moves, I'm going to be at 200 plus, right? I'm going to be at this spot. So it's cool to do that because I got some wiggle room because I saved my money in college. Like, for us, like, yeah, we trying to get rid of, like, just buying all the big chains, right? You got one? Like, because at first, you got to go get it out your system, right? And I know that, all right, listen, right?
Get the shoes.
You got a little chain, you got this.
Get it out.
All right, cool, you got it out your
One is fine.
Now, what's up, yo?
Multiple. That's
it's like, yo, what's up? Why you got all that on, all right? And I'm coming at him about that.
That's how we running, man. I'm wearing spoon chain this week. My name, Tablespoon.
We're not about brings that, right? Are you looking for that attention? Why? So I just asked him that, like, at the end of the day, you got that chain for who? Like, who'd you get the chain for? And then they like, what you mean? Like, why you get it? For girls? All right, so cool. So if you got it for girls, then they don't really care. They know you got money, then you got money. So then I start to work on the mental, like, oh, I don't really got to do all that to have that, right? And we just look at different people, right? What does Bill Gates do? Cool. What does Bezos do, right? What does Michael Jordan do? And as we start to look at them, it's like, dang, they move different. Dang, they're moving different. Like, hey, yo, Jay-Z did that when he was young. And then he smartened up. Open the market up, right? And he's showing all this stuff, so like, look what he's doing. And so now I can show them, like, all right, instead of you paying $10,000 for that chain, I'm gonna show you how to go get these properties, right? These some tax lien properties in this city here. Let's get these. We can get these flipped, and then now we're gonna have an opportunity of selling these to students, right? Doing things of that nature. So just trying to school them to the game and be able to save more money for the future, but still be able to make some money with your money right now and use your name.
It's real, it's applicable, it's stuff that they can do after too.
Stay tuned to get this 5-piece bakeware set, a $60 value, absolutely free. Tired of that pan that always sticks? It's so scratched and worn, you can't cook in it.
Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with my new hammer pans from Gotham Steel. This complete 9-piece set is guaranteed to beautify your kitchen like never before.
Gosh, what I love most about this design is this hammered copper look. It would just look so fantastic hanging in my kitchen.
Wow, this is a beautiful pan. It looks great. Look at those eggs dancing around in there. I tell you, I'm sold. Where do I get these? I love them.
Hammer pans are ultra non-stick. Nothing sticks. Even gooey mac and cheese slips out with ease. And look, these sticky candies melted with a torch are no match for hammer pans. Plus, they're super durable, so use metal beaters straight in the pan for a gourmet souffle that slips out and a pan that looks just like new. They're even oven safe up to 500 degrees. So bake homemade chicken pot pie, cheesy lasagna, or this whole chicken dinner. Any recipe looks great in these pans, from steak flambe to delicious desserts and delicate fish. Nothing sticks. Plus, the entire set is dishwasher safe and PFOA free.
Similar sets are over $1,000, but you won't pay that. Not $500 or even $300. Get the full 9-piece Gotham Steel hammered set for just 5 payments of $49.99, and we'll even ship it to you free. But order now and we'll drop 1 payment. That's just 4 payments of $49.99, and we'll even guarantee it for a full 10 years. Plus, we'll include this free steamer and strainer, and our 5-piece bakeware set with every pan you'll ever need to make delicious breads, cakes, and desserts. Together, these are an $80 value. Yours 100% free. That's a huge 15-piece set with free shipping. Call or click now.
To order, call 1-800-810-3653 or go to buyhammer.com. That's 1-800-810-3653, or you can order online at buyhammer.com.
Nobody has more sports content than the all-new ESPN app. The NBA, WNBA, the NFL, college football playoff, all of ESPN, all in one place.
All day Saturday, ACCN is bringing you 3 football matchups, and ACC Huddle will be covering it all throughout the day. Kick things off at noon as the Blue Devils roll into Syracuse to face the Orange. Then Cal makes the coast-to-coast trip to take on Boston College at 3:30. End the night with a battle in the Bay Area as Stanford hosts San Jose State in prime time. ACC football all day Saturday on ACCN.
You told this story a number of times, but growing up in Camden, I think your path is certainly different than what other head coaches were.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looking back, how did Camden shape the work ethic that you have?
I just didn't want to be a statistic. I wanted to be different. You know what I mean? Because it was really easy to go sell drugs. Like, it was easy to go make a lot of money. Like, I hung with some boys that they made some money, right? I'm talking about 15 years old, 16 years old, 17 years old, but because I was okay athlete, I was pretty good, and they could see that I had my head on straight, so it's kind of, hey, let's keep them out the way as much as we can, right? Hey, you don't need to do this. And then I got left back as a senior in high school, and I had to do a 5th year. I was humbled.
When you look back at that moment when you're a senior in high school, you get left back, you got a decision. You didn't play football that last that
No, I didn't get to play.
So, like, how close were you to making the decision the other way, and what would that guy think of you right now?
I really found out like what the real world was like, and I thought that like whatever I could do, I'm gonna just end up staying in the hood, and then realized that wasn't for me. I went to college, and I got right when I went to Hudson Valley. Right, I got right. I went 1 year, and I just dominated the classroom. Western Carolina gave me a degree. Went there, played 3 years.
Francis Brown able to recover, get back there in time to help break that pass up.
Just was able to dominate the classroom there. And it was just like I was afraid to go home. I knew what home was, right? And I knew I didn't fit in that lane, right? I wanted to make sure it's different, so that way I give all the young dudes now hope, because they know like I'm really from there, right? A lot of people, when I grew up, or I was from there, like I don't gotta say that, you know, my city, right? And I always tell our players, like, hey, yo, ain't no gangsters in college. You came in, you got educated, and that's great that you were able to do that. So take full advantage of that, right? And that's why I'm so thankful for my city, because it showed me fast, right? I seen it with my own uncles, cousins, whoever it may be. Like I got a chance to watch and see it, so I knew what lane I wanted to be in. And as I got older, you think, okay, I'm gonna do this or that, right? I don't need this or I'm gonna do that. But if I don't go to the league, I'll just make money like they do. Then I realized real quick, oh, nah, I ain't done nothing. You know what I'm saying? I figured out.
Even after college, that pursuit of success, I mean, you did it from the bottom. Like you were an unpaid assistant to Steve Adazio at one point, working. If I have this right, you were working as a janitor, like janitorial.
Hold on, I was in charge of the environmental service department.
My bad. My bad.
Come at it. You know what's crazy? Look, let me show you something, right? This is what most people. This how focused I am on this, right? I got my check. My first check I ever received there, I carried it with me to keep me focused and just understanding and knowing, you know, one mistake, just one different thing, because that helped me so much. My first check I received after 2 weeks, $1,538.46.
What year was it?
This was 2009. I know how to strip floors, do a lot of different things like that I learned from being there and working there, and I learned leadership there, right? Because I got to be in charge like right away. So I learned leadership, and I learned don't play around.
Right out of college.
Yeah, it's right after like get cut from the Bengals, right? Get an opportunity there, get cut, and it was just there, and I was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, and that helped me focus, and getting to go over there with Steve Adazio, and I was managing being there and working the night shift here. It was kind of doing both the entire time, so it was pretty cool.
As soon as when you got done playing, did you know you wanted to go into coaching?
I just started working kids out because I was still working out, and then kids would want to work out with me, and just working them out, and started doing that, and then it just led to.
How'd you get hooked up with Coach Adazio?
Matt Rule,
okay,
because he coached me at Western Carolina. Went over there and did a pretty good job recruiting as an unpaid assistant. You know, we got some players that would have never went there, right? Some of the higher rated players at the time, and they ended up going there. Then all of a sudden, he went to BC. Matt came back. They made me the corners coach, and the next year, just kept working, right? Just kept kind of like outworking it on stuff like that.
Hey, what do you think that? What kind of leg up do you think that gives you? Because you've seen it from the bottom. You strip the floors.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys come in and they're, you know, a quality control assistant at Alabama or whatever to start, or they get some sort of leg up. But you've done it. You've seen it at every level, from the unpaid assistant to the head coach of a Power 4 institution, university. What do you think that? What kind of leg up do you think?
I just trying to look for an edge every day. Like my mother had me at 13. Like, and by the time she was 21, there was 4 boys. So, like this bigger than me. Right? This is my people. You know, this is my family. This is my sub-culture. This is for every kid, no matter the color, that has a single parent mom working 8 push. Right? Make her proud of you. My mom passed away, but I know everything I do every day. She's with me, right? And then my wife, who's just a solid like support system. I just owe her a lot to be able to benefit as much is possible from this because of our relationship and just sticking with me, right? That meant a lot. That means a lot. And being able to understand that because that can mess your mind up too, right? You got the one with you on your side, and then all of a sudden, different things go on. So
it feels like from the beginning she's kind of kept you pushing you towards your dreams.
Yeah, she was. Like, cause her mom and I were just focused. Her being from Woodbury, it's
what is that?
Suburb, about 20 minutes from Camden. So it's kind of like I got to go away, right? To go down there and just be in the opposite environment. And she's always knew she was gonna be a nurse, right? She always knew all the stuff. She had her planned out since 15, which I'm just like, I got whatever. She kind of knew all the stuff she would do, and it just kind of helped me stay on track, right? Being able to coach.
So when you got your son here today, I see you talk about fatherhood and all that. Where did you see those examples of how to be a father, of how to be a leader?
My uncle tried a lot, right? I think he was a very, very good provider. He did everything he could as an uncle, but I wasn't his son. So as I see that, I'm like, dang, he really paved the way to show me what love was and what tough love was. My high school coach, though, Mark Pease, I had to move in with him summers. Like every year I would have to go with him, or because my grades was always bad. So I would have to go to him because I had summer school, and he would make sure I got to summer school. And I lived with him 1 year, and him and his wife, they would sit down and have dinner together. It was like the Huxtables. I was like, this is real. This is really happening.
How shocking is that from a kid from the inner city? Because that's the environment that I grew up in.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like to go on the streets of
It
Kansas.
was a true culture shock. They would put allowance on the table for me, and it was like, hey, here it is for you to go to the movies and stuff this week. And it was just like what you saw on TV was realistic, right? And I was like, damn, it's reachable. So I always saw that, and I'm gonna get that.
Washer's all washed up. I love it.
AC went kaput? That's cool.
With a home warranty from American Home Shield, every day is a good day for a breakdown. You don't have to worry about the day when something stops working or expensive repairs. Because when surprise breakdowns happen, AHS will be there to fix or replace parts of the systems and appliances you rely on every day. They help protect your time and money by connecting you with qualified pros and helping pay for covered repairs or replacements. AHS offers affordable plans for every home and options to tailor your coverage so it's just right. With more than 50 years of experience, they know how to keep you smiling when things don't go as planned. It feels good to be right when things go wrong. Get the protection you need with American Home Shield. Sign up today and get $100 off any plan with code AHS100. Visit AHS.com or call 833-PLAN-AHS for this special offer.
Whether because of discomfort, lack of mobility, your lifestyle, or occupation, you sit inactively way too many hours a day. Introducing Ellipse, the premium quality automatic seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation without physical strain or impact.
It is so quiet that none of my coworkers even know I'm using it.
Strengthen and tone your legs, increase your mobility, flexibility, and balance. Plus, stimulate healthy circulation.
My joints feel better, my knees feel better, my back feels better. It makes me feel stronger too.
Perfect for home therapy. Whisper quiet to use while you work.
My circulation is moving, I'm burning calories, and it makes me feel energetic.
Call now and order Ellipse, the seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation. Call and get upgraded to the Deluxe Bundle. Get the faster motor or 5 miles of steps per hour, the step counter, the sport mat, and wireless remote. Call now.
Like an electric atmosphere.
I'ma push that. I'ma take this thing to the top.
Your cervix on fire.
Coming for the number one spot. Take it to the top.
What a swing.
I'ma go right to the drop. Take it to the top.
She could jump out of the gym.
The ACC has built something players want to be a part of. They're getting the top talent from all over.
ACC Network, your home for ACC volleyball.
French toast nibblers or breakfast nachos?
Actually, I was thinking about heading out only because I want to beat the traffic.
If I find the sleepovers the next time, I was gonna throw the games on.
You're a Notre Dame guy. I'm from Texas.
Winners never compromise.
What?
Yeah. I mean, how can you call yourself a sports fan without Xfinity? You got multi-view?
Best college and pro games all in one place? I'm not going anywhere.
Ever tried pancakes and guac? You're about to. Yes, let's go. I got a little recipe
Canine Vet Care is here to make the lives of you and your pets a little easier. Talk to a licensed vet from the comfort of your home instead of piling your furry friends in the car for their appointments. With Dutch, there's no wrestling with pet carriers, just friendly, expert advice that gets to the root of the cause of your pet's condition. Sign up today. Same-day appointments are available.
Honestly, I got like a ritual. Like when we lose, I ain't even getting a shower until this morning. I just be mad. I just brush my teeth, but it's like I don't deserve soap.
Winners get washed. It's a matter of intensity that is clearly transferred from head coach down to that team. These fellas want to make sure that Coach Fran Brown gets to take a shower before that trip back to Syracuse, New York. Ball on the football! Devin Bryant up to the races! Scoop and score!
Hey, guess what? I'm getting washed. Hey! We got a little present for you. So I want to bring it in because you guys had a phenomenal year. 10 wins. You had incredible moments. Went over Miami. We all remember. But you also had a little bit of a viral moment. Winners get washed. We got you 10 bars of soap. Winners get washed. When you said that, did you expect that to go as crazy as it did?
Nah, not at all. I was just being myself. Like, you know, I was just talking. If you lose a game, you just sit in that locker room and just sitting there wondering why or how. Because you worked that whole week to win that game, right? And then when you don't do it, it's being defeated. I hate losing more than I love winning, right? So it's just it was just tough. And then like that went that way. And it was pretty cool though. It's good for our fan base.
I had a conversation with a buddy of mine the other day. He's also about games that I remember. He's a big fan. He plays. He's a big fan. So that's my games that I remember. And I rattled off like 5 or 6 games. They're all losses. Because those are the ones that I remember the most. As a head coach, though, I mean, you can have those moments. And you can watch the film. You can have those moments where you're sitting on the couch and reflecting. Then you got to stand in front of the team and deliver a message of optimism and hope while reflection. We're going to do that job! Everybody! We're going to do that job! Everybody! That's all we got to do, y'all. They can't compete, we do our job. Was that tough for you to thread in your first year as a head coach? You guys had so many wins, but there were some.
It's extremely tough because the ultimate goal is to win a national championship. So sitting in front of a group of men who are all on the same mission and you guys don't accomplish that mission, that alone is tough to be able to try and say it's okay. It's not. It's like I want to be a great father, not just a good father. And say, well, I was a good father. It's like, cool, but you weren't great. Like this is what you aimed up to become. So it was tough, but in the same sense, there was a lot of gain. There was a lot of building of young men. There was a lot of things that happened with them in their personal lives that they were able to grow through because of our core values, because of the culture. So you have to go and find the wins that will hold on with them for the rest of their lives, right? Not just the ones on the football field, the things and the changes that you've seen in some young men and the degrees that they were able to get, right? Some of the guys that are already able to go into career jobs, right? Having 12 guys sign NFL contracts, and then all the other guys, I think we had 18 total. 6 of them are already working, so like 18 for 18 right now, we know what they're doing. So like for me, that was something that was important that I did get to. There's some wins in there. It's just the ultimate goal of winning the national championship. We came up extremely short of that, so you want to be able to do that. I still remember losing a little bit, bro. Like we lost to the Chiefs.
What's the one that you remember most?
We lost to the Chiefs. They played over Philly. It was a championship game. We lost 14-12. It was my only loss of Little League football.
Your only one?
Yeah, the only time we ever lost. And they beat us 14-12.
How many years of Little League football were you?
I played 5.
And you lost one game?
Yeah, we lost one game. My entire Little League career.
That's wild.
Oh, it was nice. Yeah, it was really good. Like that Little League coach, Coach Drip, one of my coaches, is who I kind of, model myself behind and try to do the things that he's done for us, and he's still in my life now. Coach Drip's about 80-something years old, and I just hit him up all the time. He'll sporadically just call me and just be hitting me up, talking about the games, and tells me what I should have done. He like, it's the guy you listen to because like my little league coach. And I'm like, coach, we can't just get in power eye right.
He goes to power eye.
Oh, we ran the ball all the time. Yeah. 3 yards in the cloud of dust. That's what we always say, which still makes sense. But it's like, hey, coach, you know, these D tackles are a little different than the ones we played that was all 108, right? When we played for the 120. So, but it's funny talking to him.
I gotta ask you about one more thing. You talk a lot about family. Family is important to you. You got a son on the team.
Yeah.
What's that been like? What's it gonna be like? It's Fran Brown Jr., your namesake.
Yeah. So it's really cool, right? I always try to coach the players like there was a little brother or a son to me. And now that he's there, it just reaffirms that I'm speaking to them the right way. Because I get to raise my son. You know, I get to be a part of my kid from that 18 to 22, which is the most important years of your life. I get to do it with my son. So when I'm talking to them, I'm talking to my son. So it's a, you know, I ain't telling my son no BS. I don't have to tell the players no BS. So it means a lot when I get to do that. I had snapped on him in practice a few times.
Did you?
Yeah, I just snapped on him the other day.
Talked to Dion about this last year. There's the dad hat. He would walk down and be coach with Shador before games. Walk down the sideline, he's coach. And then when they turn around, he puts the dad hat on and he's dad. Have you had to do any of that?
I do that afterwards. But at practice, I'm coach. I'm not coach.
What did you do? You snapped up?
Nah, he had to use the bathroom the other day or something, man. They was out there snapping early, right? And he's for the lone snapper. And he come running out the other dude because he's playing some fullback for us too. He can hit. Like he's a solid dude, so he playing some fullback. And I'm like, yo, why you wasn't out there? I was like, what's up? I'm about your stomach. Like, get out here early, right? Let me see you out here early. And sometimes, like, when they see me take a step on him, they're like, oh, he about to be on his BS today. He got at his son, so you know it, right? Yeah, it's different things that I do when him in the building. I don't say that now, what they seen, and I got at him about it. And they like, yo, that's his son. Like, you gonna do that to him too? And I'm like, so now you know, right? There's no escaping, like, the consequence. Like, it's just the S. And we all got to wear that S. So we all are held to a standard, right? Because of the guys before us, right? Because Keith Bullock, Bob, the program, White Freeman, like, all those guys are paying close attention. And look how hard they played when they were here. We owe it to them to do it the right way, right? So it don't matter who you are. No one's bigger than us.
A great steward of the program, a great head coach, a great example of leadership, fatherhood. Coach, really appreciate it. This is fun. We could have gone for an hour.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's always good talking with you, man.
Great talking with you, too. Fran Brown, head coach, is here.
Appreciate it.
Welcome into the ACC Network Football Podcast, Wednesday of Week 5 edition. For those of you all who are new to the podcast, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You can follow us on all of our social medias. I'm at Roddy Jones 20. He's at EJ Manuel 3. Check out the QR code if you're watching on ACC Network. That'll take you to the links for all the things. Our socials, interact with the show. You can also find the links to the podcast there as well. If you're not watching on ACC Network, you can catch us on ACC Network every Monday and Wednesday at 5 o'clock. You can also call into the show to chime in, and we will get to your voicemail at some point, 860-766-4258. EJ, it is Wednesday, day before you travel up to Bristol, before you go to the marathon on TV. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, man. Very excited, Roddy, as we just passed that first third of the season. Week 4 is now in the books. We're headed to week 5. And there's been some great games, but also this is the part of the season, Roddy, where you're going to start finding teams separate themselves from the rest of the pack in a good or bad. And not even just in the ACC, some of the non-con games that we've seen ACC teams play, they have some big games in a meaningful way. So I'm good, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, brother. We're in the flow of things. We're in the rhythm. It's been a good travel year so far, so no complaints. I do want to hit on something that you said there, because you said this is where we start to separate. We're going to see it nationwide as teams are in conference play now. We got some big games this weekend nationally, big games this weekend in the ACC, but also some places where depth is being tested. You look at Syracuse with the Steve Angeli injury. You look at Oklahoma with the John Mateer injury. Mateer's is temporary. Syracuse, obviously, for the rest of the year. So depth being tested throughout, and that'll certainly be a storyline the rest of the season. But let's get into some games, EJ. And to start off, we're going to start with the Florida State-Virginia game. Friday night game in Charlottesville. Start off, we're going to go to some fan mail first and foremost to jump off this conversation. We go to Jordan from Massachusetts. And Jordan asks, will Florida State look past the Virginia game to Miami? EJ, you're a former Noel. You've had showdowns with Miami looming. Will Florida State overlook Virginia?
Look, I remember we played Virginia in 2011, and not to say we overlooked them, but they came to Tallahassee and they beat us. And so this is a team, and I know that's a long time ago, it seems like it's centuries ago, but this current Virginia team in 2025 is high-powered on offense, they have depth on defense, and they believe that they can win. You know, that game they played against NC State last week was not just one that it was a convincing victory, but one that you saw a ton of offense riding. Chandler Morris, their quarterback, is playing like a true veteran, which is what he is, coming from North Texas, but a guy that just has the full control and range of this offense. And Trell Harris and the running backs that they have there, two of them being kind of the lead in that run game, that's going to be the big key for Florida State. So my question for them is, how do you continue to handle the success that you've had? You had the great win against Alabama, that's well documented. We've all been talking about it in Austin. But then even the last couple of games, you had a bye week in between that mix. You just blew out past two teams that you played against. So now, what's your mindset going on the road? Now, here's the beauty of this. Considering this is Florida State team, not all these guys were there last year, 2024, but a bulk of them remember going 2-10 last year. And I still believe that tumultuous year, the embarrassment within that season, is what's really helping this team be more efficient and have better effort, and guys just showing up on a weekly basis. So I think the maturity of this football team at Florida State, Roddy, will be one that they go on the road, they show up. But I'm telling you what, this is going to be a tough matchup. So anybody that is assuming this is a UVA team of old, go back and watch it, man, before you watch this game Friday night. This is one where both teams have to bring it, but UVA certainly fits the bill to be a team that can cause some issues for Florida State.
Yeah, they do. It's a showdown of two of the top 5 offenses in the country. Florida State leading the country in total offense, Virginia at 5th. I do think there is a maturity to this team, and Mike Norvell's teams that have been good. I think during his time at Florida State, you look at 20 and 21 is probably not so great. 23, 24, or 22 and 23, great teams.
Right.
24 obviously goes in the category of the other two. The two teams that have been really good have not had these letdowns. Now, the 3 teams prior, or the 3 other teams, have been more up and down, but Mike Norvell generally has gotten his good teams ready to play on a week-in, week-out basis. That 23 team won their game the week before Miami. The 22 team won their game the week before Miami. It was the other 3, 20, 21, and 24, that lost before the Miami game. So I do feel like Mike Norvell gets his good teams ready to play on a week-in, week-out basis. And you mentioned the maturity of this team. There is a hunger, and I think this team is out for blood, man. I really do. Like, the way that they took care of business the last couple of games, there is a relentlessness to this team. It really feels like, because of the hunger of the offseason, the chip on the shoulder that a lot of these guys have, it's sort of a team that measures itself against itself. So we'll see. I will ask, do you at all worry about Florida State's ability to stop Virginia offensively because of all the things that you mentioned? Because Chandler Morris has been this good, that skill position group is very good, especially with Cam Ross, receiver. How do you feel about Florida State's chances to stop Virginia offensively?
So, Roddy, I'm not worried about this Florida State front. One thing I know the defensive coordinator, Tony White, has done is his type of defense, that 4-2-5 defense, is one where you have Earl Little Jr. kind of playing in that middle of the field where he can be like in the box as a run supporter, or also he can go into the deep third as a pass protector. I think, and then also the rush game from Florida State up front. You look at Daniel Lyons, Stephon Thomas, and Andrew Desire, who's a freshman. I mean, they got guys who can get sacks, and I think that's going to be the big key. Even if you can't get home against Chandler Morris, just get around his face. He's not a tall guy, but he's a really good quarterback. He's effective. He can find lanes to throw in. But I think that's going to be the huge key. Try to condense that pocket on Chandler Morris to make him feel uncomfortable. Because I tell you, if you don't get home If you're not good on third down where Florida State's getting off the field defensively, then they can hurt you. And I've talked enough about Trell Harris. I think he's the player that I would have circled for this offense for Virginia. And if Florida State doesn't have DBs that can match this guy in one-on-one matchups, you see throws like this here if you're watching on ACC Network. I mean, this can really cause some issues. And the other part that I think will add pressure to a UVA offense, Roddy, is if the Florida State offense is really good. If they continue on this track on third down, right now, Roddy, they're 24 of 36. I actually pulled out my calculator to figure this out. 67% on third down. I mean, that's tremendous. When I was in the league, if you were like 35 to 40%, offensive coordinators were high-fiving you on Monday's meeting after a Sunday game. But right here at 67% on third down, what that does, it keeps the ball in Florida State's possession, and it also puts more pressure on UVA's offense to have long, sustainable drives and ultimately score at the very end. So I almost think it's a offense, defense, and special teams three-phase thing for Florida State to really apply that much pressure on UVA to cause this thing to be a little bit harder.
No doubt. A couple of notes, a couple of stats to throw out, because I think this will be a game that in large part is dictated. You mentioned third downs. That's going to be a big one. It's going to be dictated by big plays as well. Florida State #1 in the country in 10-plus yard runs, #2 in the country in 20-plus yard runs. Virginia on the other side, 19 20-plus yard pass plays. That's 12 most in the country. So these explosive plays are going to be huge for both Florida State and Virginia in this game. We'll give you our picks a little bit later, but that Virginia crew, it's Tony Elliott's best team by far, and I think it's a team that is going to surprise a lot of people in the ACC this year. Will they surprise Florida State? We'll have to see about that one. All right,
Right,
so
real quick. I want to make a point. I made a mistake. All right, I said UVA beat NC State. They did not. They lost to NC State. I was thinking about when I was watching the tape and I was seeing a white and red team. It was Stanford that UVA just beat. So I apologize for those listeners. I'm sure somebody was like, what the heck is EJ talking about? UVA did not beat NC State. They did beat most recently Stanford. So I want to make sure I clean that up. Sorry about that.
Well, yeah, I mean, hey, man, we all get there.
We all made mistakes. There's a lot of games to watch. Sorry. But
I was going to say, like, sometimes you just think back to the film and you're like, that color, oh yeah, ACC
Right.
team, NC State. Oh no, Stanford's in the ACC again.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. NC State kind of fits in that game. But Roddy, let's get to your storyline. Another big game in the ACC, and actually the ACC huddle will be at this game in Winston-Salem. This is Georgia Tech at Wake Forest, a noon kick on ESPN. Roddy, I mean, big storyline here. Georgia Tech's battle against themselves in Winston-Salem. I mean, do you think this is one of those types of games where it's a trap coming off a huge victory and the team kind of just feeling on a high right now?
I think the rest of the year is going to be a test for Georgia Tech's mentals for the entirety of the season until you get to Georgia, because they're going to be favored in every game until that Georgia game, most likely, unless things fall off the rails, as things look right now. We've got the win percentage, or the percent chance to win the rest of the games for Georgia Tech up if you're watching on ACC Network. If not, at Wake Forest, Georgia Tech, according to ESPN Analytics, has an 84% chance to win. Virginia Tech, 82% chance to win. At Duke, 60% chance to win. Syracuse, 72% chance to win. At Boston College, 62. At NC State, at NC State, 62. At Boston College, 65. Pitt, 74% chance, and then against number 5 Georgia, 17% chance. Obviously, analytics didn't watch the game last year, but that's the next ranked team. And we talked about it last week, or maybe a couple weeks ago. Georgia Tech has been great being big game hunters. Frank Key has one loss against ranked ACC teams since he took over as the head coach, but he's 8-8 versus ACC unranked teams. So when you look at Georgia Tech, getting them up to play the big games hasn't been the issue. It's been getting them to play consistently against the unranked teams. And for the Georgia Tech this year, the unranked teams are going to be teams that aren't as good, aren't as talented as you. So it starts this week with Wake Forest. Wake's off a bye after that tough loss to NC State, where they played that great first half and things sort of fell apart for them in the second half. And so if you're if you're Wake Forest, I think this is a Robbie Ashford, Devon Claiborne, Chris Barnes game. You got to make sure you get Claiborne and Barnes the ball in space so they can be dangerous. Chris Barnes, second in the ACC in all-purpose yards so far this year, had the kickoff return for a touchdown against NC State. So I think if you're Wade, you're looking for your big players to make big plays and trying to stop the run first and foremost. And EJ, I think it's the quarterback going more than anything. Haynes King's third in the ACC in rushing right now. He missed a game. So
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's impressive.
He's been the primary rushing danger for this Georgia Tech offense. So if you're Wake Forest, you gotta stop him first and foremost. But Georgia Tech, it's a battle against complacency against success.
Well said. And my thought for Georgia Tech was stick to your routine. I think the way that Georgia Tech is to stay in games is by being great in situations. We talked about that a lot the past couple of weeks. I've bragged on how great Brent Key, the head coach, is as far as just preparing for his team. We had the Toro alert to beat Clemson a few weeks ago. But the other part, I would challenge Jamal Haynes in this running back room. Was it Malachi Hosley as well? To be the lead in the run game. And that's no slight to Haynes King because I know that's how Haynes rolls. Like, Haynes is a guy that's going to do whatever it takes to win the football game. But, Roddy, your best ability is availability. That's directly to Haynes King. And he knows that, man. So, again, I don't mind him running, but I would like to see these running backs kind of take the lead in that run game, man. And I'm talking stat-wise. Like, Jamal Haynes, you're going to be the leading rusher for this football team. Don't let Haynes King, your quarterback, out-rush you. You know what I mean? And I say that, Roddy, because if this team really wants to win an ACC title, they really want to make it to the CFP, they need Haynes King on the football field. So that's my only worry when I see him running so much. And I see him putting his shoulder down. And I know people will be like, man, he's tough and this and that. Look, we're all tough, but we all are human too. And so my biggest worry is that at some point he gets too banged up, right, where he can't finish the season. I understand the backup Aaron Follows, very talented, but that would be my challenge this week to Jamal Haynes and Hosley, those two running backs, man. You go out there and you own the run game and then take a little bit of relief off your quarterback. The other thought for Wake Forest defensively, they have capable players. You look at Jaden Loving, Langston Hardy. Hardy actually leads the team with 2.5 sacks. Nick Anderson's been a long mainstay for this football team. He had 11 tackles against NC State before their bye week. So this is a capable defense that will tag them. And they're going to make you earn everything you get. So I believe that Georgia Tech will be road warriors. They'll handle their business. But considering this is going to be a rested, pissed off Wake Forest football team that has capabilities and has shown that vertical threat too from Robbie Ashford and Barnes, like you mentioned, our receiver, this is certainly one of those games that Georgia Tech cannot take lightly.
Yeah, no doubt. I do want to clarify. Haynes King is third in the ACC in rush yards per game. Overall rush yards is not because of the missed game. Jamal Haynes is coming off his best game of the season against Temple. 107 yards of rushing in that game on 12 carries. Some of it, a lot of that on that reverse that you saw on ACC Network. So I do feel like Georgia Tech is finding itself a little bit with the running back run game. I do think it needs to continue though, because Haynes King shouldered a big burden. He did in that Clemson game. He did in that Colorado game. So against our 4 opponents, like he just can't. I don't think you can take that many hits, man.
Roddy, that's the thing. I don't know how sustainable that is to have a championship run. You can win 9 games, 10 games, but if you want to play in a championship, you need your quarterback healthy as possible. I went back and tracked it. Against Clemson, Jamal Haynes had 26 rushing yards, and against Clemson, Malachi Hosley had 13 rushing yards. Now, of course, Haynes King probably had a lot of quarterback pulls off his own read. That's why he probably got more numbers. But I'm not saying change philosophy, but I want to see Haynes King on the football field. This team is better when Haynes King is healthier and available. So just something to keep an eye on if you're a Yellow Jacket fan like you are, Mr. Joe.
Yeah. So let me. I want to ask you about that. Because the quarterback run game and the quarterback read game is a big part of what Georgia Tech does. But I am of the opinion in a situation with a guy like Haynes King is like everything doesn't have to be everything that appears like it's a read doesn't have to be a read because the defense doesn't know.
True.
The defensive end, whose job it is to contain the quarterback, will probably know if he's giving a pull read and the quarterback gives it. He probably knows, all right, either that guy missed a read or it wasn't actually a read play. Like it was a play where it was a design handoff. So how do you balance that? Like how would you want that balance as a quarterback who uses his legs? How many of those would you like to be dictated gives rather than actual reads?
Right, a great question. So if it is a design zone read or a run pass option, most hear it as RPO. The key for a quarterback is you have to read it out every single time because the moment in an RPO or zone read where you assume that you're just going to hand it or you assume that you're going to pull it, that's when you get burned. And so sometimes defense will force your hand and just dive in. Let's say that end, the backside defensive end is who the quarterback's reading. So if we're running the ball to the right, Haynes King's going to look to his left, reading that defensive end. And some defensive coordinators will just say, hey, just take the running back. And then somebody as a linebacker wrap around, or a defensive tackle, you wrap around and you rally for the quarterback just so you can hit the quarterback. Not even just a matter of stopping him for a gain. So the key in that type of run is you have to read it out. You can't ever go to the line and say, oh, I'm going to hand it, unless it's a true just hand off zone run. Does that make sense? So if the offensive coordinator is calling it, or it's a run pass option, I got to read it out every single time, Roddy, because the time that I don't read it, I just give you the ball, somebody's crashing in, they're going to hit you. And we potentially had a big game or an explosive run if I would have pulled that football.
Yeah, I think the thing that I would want to see out of Georgia Tech, just as we go forward, is you take some of those reads off of his plate and just dictate that it's a handoff. Just call straight runs. And he can still make it look like it's a read, especially with that backside defensive end. Although, if you are running, there's a reason that you call that, because if the backside defensive end's crashing down and making the tackle from the backside, that's how you make that guy pay. So then you got to do some other stuff. So I understand what they're doing. It does put stress on the defense, but just to lighten the load on Haynes King a little bit. Although Buster Faulkner knows more football than has forgotten more football than I've ever known. So.
Right. Well, again, and not challenging, but my biggest key as a quarterback is I would want to still keep my body fresh as possible. You got a long season ahead, and defenses know, hey, the more you can attack your quarterback, the better for our defense. So that's just the thought. But look, a bunch of big teams here in the ACC, Roddy, with some big games. You said that at the beginning, but when we come back, a few of these ACC teams with some big wins last week. Big question, Roddy, are they for real or just a flash in the pan? Let's talk about it when we come back here on the ACC Network Football Podcast.
Tired of dragging out your big, bulky pressure washer and dealing with that tangle of hoses and cords? Dreading those outdoor cleaning projects? Introducing the Zippy Hydro Cleaner, the powerful, lightweight, portable pressure washer. Ported pressure washers need a power and water source, but you can connect Hydro Cleaner to your garden hose or draw water from virtually anywhere. Draw water from a lake, the pool, a bucket, or even from this water bottle. Amazing.
I just drop the water siphoning filter into a bucket, then pull the trigger. It's really that simple.
The sky's the limit when it comes to Zippy Hydro Cleaner. Clean stubborn stains off your driveway. Easily blast away all that mold and mildew off your house. And make your outdoor furniture shine like new again. The secret is in the high-powered motor. Powered by a rechargeable lithium battery. Use the precision or wide-angle jet nozzles to clean cars, campers, boats, and more. Let Hydro Cleaner do the dirty work for you. Got grimy windows? No problem. Those hard-to-reach areas are no match for Hydro Cleaner. Take your dirty driveway from this to this. It's easy to set up, easy to use. Call or go online and get the incredible Zippy Hydro Cleaner for just 2 easy payments of $79.99. But wait, if you call or go online right now, we'll make a payment for you. That's right, just pay $79.99.
With your order, we'll also include the wide-angle nozzle, the precision nozzle, the extractor hose with debris cleaner, and our soap dispenser, which you can use with soap or detergent for extra cleaning power. And that's not all. Call now and you can get a second Zippy Hydro Cleaner for 50% off and free shipping. Oh, and Zippy is also offering a 30-day money-back guarantee, but you have to call now.
Call 1-800-587-6615 or go online at zippyhydrocleaner.com.
Get ready for the American Kennel Club on ESPN. The ultimate series for all dog lovers. From heart-pounding agility trials to lightning-fast races, AKC on ESPN brings you the best of the best in dog sports. Join us all year long as we follow the journey of these incredible dogs and their dedicated handlers. Tune in to AKC on ESPN all year long and be a part of the greatest dog sports series on television.
Welcome back into the ACC Network Football Podcast. Again, you can always chime into the show by scanning that QR code on the bottom right of your screen here if you're watching on ACC Network, and certainly listen to us on any of those podcast platforms if you are listening to us via podcast. So, Roddy, the real question as we move into week 5 for some of these ACC teams, are they for real? Let's start with one of them right now, 3-0 coming into this game, but 0-0 in the ACC. It's actually their first ACC matchup of the season for the Louisville Cardinals as they head up to Pittsburgh to take on the Pitt Panthers. It's a noon kick Eastern time on ESPN2. Roddy, are the Cardinals for real or are they a fake?
Oh man, I do not believe in Louisville right now. I reserve a space in my heart to welcome them back in, and I will accept them lovingly. But right now, this Louisville team's a pretender, man. Like it is sort of a false positive so far. I think they've done what they had to do against the teams that they've played so far. But right now, we've got injuries. We've got questions for injuries. Isaac Brown banged up, only had 1 carry in their game in the last game against Bowling Green. Chris Bell banged up as well. But this offense, man, has not looked very good. If you look at Louisville overall, like this is a team that's usually at the top of the ACC in offense, and right now they have struggled offensively and against the teams that you're supposed to rack up a ton of yards against. You know, Bowling Green, Eastern Kentucky. James Madison's a good football team, so I don't want to take anything away from them. But this has been a team that has struggled to find consistency. And when you look at that James Madison game, I thought up front the defensive line for James Madison kind of got after him. Miller Moss has not looked super comfortable, not nearly as comfortable as I thought he would look so far this year. And they're one of the worst rushing teams in the conference. Well, if you can't run the ball, the last team that you want to see in this league, maybe on the face of the planet, other than one of the blue bloods, is Pitt. Because Pitt schematically is dedicated to making your run game's life a living you-know-what. Like, they make it difficult for anybody to run the ball, and they're going to challenge you on the outside and dare you to beat them. If Chris Bell is not healthy, I am concerned about their ability to do that. Colin Lacey has been good for them this year, so maybe he steps up and fills that void. But without Isaac Brown being 100% and hitting those big plays, which Louisville has been so predicated on this year, it's been tough. I mentioned Louisville's lack of explosiveness and offensive struggles. The last 2 years, Louisville has been top 3 in the league in 20-plus yard plays created offensively. They are 15th in the league right now. And again, they've just played 3 teams that you should have had explosive play after explosive play. Like, those are the teams that you rack up the big numbers against. They have many of them. So right now, I think Louisville is not for real. What do you think?
Well, I would say they have to prove it to us. I'd agree with you. At this point, yes, they are 3-0. They've beaten 3 teams they are supposed to beat, but this is their first real test, and it's within the ACC. So the good part is there's the entire season ahead of this football team. The other good part too, Roddy, is they've had 4 weeks of football where they've been able to figure some things out. And has it always turned out with huge outputs on offense? Maybe not. But has the defense been solid? I think there is some room for error. Also, you look at the pass rush, no sacks against Bowling Green. And you got to think about guys like Clef Lubin, who actually has 3.5 sacks coming into the season. But just to have some type of generation up front to slow down the Eli Holstein. If you watched Eli Holstein's last game against West Virginia, that was one thing that West Virginia did a great job of. They condensed the pocket, they brought pressures, they got home on some of those pressures, ended up having 6 sacks in that game defensively for the Mountaineers, and that's got to be something that Louisville has got to key in on. So of course we can have an emphasis on the offense. You laid that out perfectly, Roddy, but I think defensively that's an area where Louisville really has to show need. Hey man, we got a front 7 that can slow down the run. We got a front 7 that can provide some real pressure to the passer. Otherwise, you can see another game where Eli Holstein's able to throw for 300+ yards, which he's able to do, even when they're not protecting up front that great. And talking more about Pitt, coming off a bye week, heartbreaking loss, a game that went back and forth in the backyard brawl. And I assume that not necessarily that Pitt would lose, but I assume that West Virginia will play much better than they did against Ohio the week before. They're at their place. They were embarrassed the week before against Ohio Bobcats, and they get their arch rival in, and they played better. They made the plays to win the game, and then this past weekend, they didn't play great against Kansas. I believe they took an L there. But what I have loved is the play from Kyle Lewis, the linebacker there from Pitt, Roddy. And he's a preseason All-American, probably going to be another All-American this year in 2025 for a reason. The interceptions, the tackles in space. He does a fantastic job. So the expectation is for that front 7 of Pitt, you wreak havoc on Miller Moss. And like you said, right, if you can't run the football, and the other interesting thing too, last year Louisville had a ton of explosives. I feel like in this game, specifically, you're going to be challenged to be okay with 3 or 4 or 5 yard gains against this Pitt defense. Like, this is one of those things you kind of got to chip away at this rock instead of just taking those big hammering home runs. If you get them, it's great. But Pitt's one of those defenses that they're going to bend, but they're not going to break. And then ultimately, if you start feeling that pressure, you start forcing the football on 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, you're getting rushed. But then you have those interceptions, which we've seen Pitt over the years and Coach Narduzzi's defenses do. So that's my big key. You look at Cruz Brookings, he had 14 tackles last game against West Virginia, as they had a bye last week, and then Rasheed Lyles as well, also 14 tackles in that West Virginia game. So my emphasis is for Pitt's defense to get after this offense here and kind of limit some of those explosives that we haven't seen a ton from this Cardinal offense.
Yeah, you hope that Desmond Reed was able to get healthy, didn't play the majority of that West Virginia game, so that's going to be a big question. Your point about the Pitt offensive line protecting Eli Holstein, that's going to be one of the keys. I mean, he was under constant duress during that West Virginia game. They did a great job creating one-on-ones and winning those one-on-ones. So I'm right there. I'm right there with you there. But let's go to another team that got a big win a week ago. Maybe the biggest win in the league so far. Syracuse going to Death Valley. Maybe Death Valley Junior now. But going to Clemson and winning that game over the Tigers in dominant fashion. They were up 3 scores at 1 point. So EJ, Syracuse for real?
I'll say yes until they prove me otherwise. Look, Syracuse has had a couple earlier games. I still go back to when they played UConn. They won the game, but you also saw them do the wind sprints after the game. Now, on college football final,
he got through.
Give them $1.
He got through.
But look, it got through. The message stunk in, and they showed up. Seriously, I loved it, Roddy, when I saw it that week because that's old school. Like, that's a coach that says, you know what, all right, yeah, we won, but get your butts on the line, man. We got to go out here and be more tough and have better effort and have better discipline. And what do they have against Clemson? Toughness, effort, and discipline. And so that was something that was impressive just to see how the coaching remarks from Fran Brown has certainly seeped through the minds of his team. But here's the key. You got a inexperienced quarterback, Ricky Collins. All right, he transferred in, I believe, from LSU last year. Correct me if I'm wrong, Roddy. And he's actually making his first collegiate start in this game. So now that Steve Angeli's out for the season, you got to rely on Ricky Collins. Collins threw a touchdown against Clemson, played pretty clean in the backup position he was in when he went out against the Tigers. The offense kept rolling. But this needs to be talked about a lot more. Those receivers at Syracuse are really good. They win one-on-one matchups. You look at Jonte Cook, he had 6 catches for 113 yards against the Tigers. Justice Ross Simmons, 5 catches, 2 touchdowns in the day. Gills did a great job on a spray fade from the slot and won. So the big key for these receivers is now that you have your new quarterback, just find ways to get open. And when he throws you 50-50 balls, even if you don't catch it, knock it down. Like, have his back. I put it that way. Have his back to where he doesn't feel like he has to be perfect. Like, of course, you want a quarterback to be accurate and all those things. But as an inexperienced guy going against this defense of Duke, because that's the other part, Roddy. Look, they're going to bring it. Vincent Anthony Jr., 5 sacks in the season already. You look at the DBs here for Duke. A guy's going to be a draft pick, Chandler Rivers. So this is a team where they're going to sniff and smell blood, considering that Collins hasn't had a lot of gameplay experience. I guarantee you, this week they're putting in all kind of package rushes to try to get him off his spot.
Duke is dealing with some injuries defensively. One of their middle linebacker is banged up. I don't know what his status is for this game. So that is something you're going to have to contend with. If I'm Syracuse, I keep saying this over and over and over. Like, I wonder if Syracuse is going to change and they're not going to throw the ball as much. It ain't going to happen. Like, Steve Angeli was the 3rd leading passer in the country and 3rd nationally in attempts as well. So I think that's going to continue with Ricky Collins. I would, however, put in more of that quarterback run because, let me tell you, Duke had no idea which way Jake Retzlaff was going against Tulane. They could not defend the quarterback run. Ricky Collins has that in his bag, something that Kyle McCord and Steve Angeli didn't. So how much does that get added? How big a part of the playbook is that for Syracuse? I think that's a great question. And your point about the Syracuse receivers, like, we need to start putting some respect on these guys' names because those guys were great against Clemson, and I expect them to be good going forward. One of the things for Duke, though, EJ, Darian Mintz has been a bit inconsistent in taking care of the football, but when he has taken care of the football, he has been very good. So how does Syracuse disrupt that? They were able to do it against Kate Klubnik and flush him out of the pocket. I talked to the Tulane coaches. I had Tulane the week after they played Duke, and the Tulane coaches talked about how a big part of the game plan was flushing Darian Mintz out of the pocket. Not the same way that Cade Klubnik. Like, if you're playing Clemson, you want Cade rolling either way, but like even if he rolls to the right, you're okay. They were telling me, hey, look, we know Darian Mintz. We saw him for a full year. We want him rolling left. So if we can flush him to his left, we know we have a great opportunity. I am sure that is part of the Syracuse game plan. But Anderson Castle at running back had a great game a week ago. 12 carries, 92 yards, 3 touchdowns against NC State. That physical downhill run game is a big part of what I think will continue to make Duke successful if they're able to. So I am interested to see this matchup. I really am. I think it could be fascinating.
Rodney, well, real quick, that was the point I was going to make about Castle. Yeah, that was the point I was going to make about Castle. I do think he's the key in this game. Of course, Darian Mintz has to be accurate and make the throws because receivers can push the field too for the Blue Devils. But if Castle can stay consistent with this, whether it's 85 plus rushing yards or even if it's 1 touchdown on the ground, that provides balance. That's going to provide an opportunity to have some play action passing. That was an area that if you watch Syracuse, whenever Clemson was kind of getting going, it was with the run game, whether it was Cade Klubnik or Adam Randall, the running back there for the Tigers.
Sure.
I actually do think more emphasis should be on Anderson Castle in this game offensively for the Duke Blue Devils. Though I'm sure they want to throw 300 yards and get their big money quarterback out there and all that kind of stuff. But as a quarterback, I'm sure Darian will say the same thing. They can run the rock. That makes his job even easier.
100%. We're about to make a big play. You know, we are big play players here on the ACC Network Football Podcast. And to do that, we got to bring in one of the greatest linemen, one of the greatest head coaches in this league. Mario Cristobal, first coach that we're having on the show.
Let's go.
Talk about the games during their bye week. Can we get these intros to you? We'll see.
Whether because of discomfort, lack of mobility, your lifestyle, or occupation, you sit inactively way too many hours a day. Introducing Ellipse, the premium quality automatic seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation without physical strain or impact.
It is so quiet that none of my coworkers even know I'm using it.
Strengthen and tone your legs, increase your mobility, flexibility, and balance. Plus, stimulate healthy circulation.
My joints feel better, my knees feel better, my back feels better. It makes me feel stronger too.
Perfect for home therapy. Whisper quiet to use while you work.
My circulation is moving, I'm burning calories, and it makes me feel energetic.
Call now and order Ellipse, the seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation. Call and get upgraded to the Deluxe Bundle. Get the faster motor or 5 miles of steps per hour, the step counter, the sport mat, and wireless remote. Call now.
You don't know who I am.
You can push through anything as long as you believe.
Our family calls Alex the Phoenix. He always rises from the ash.
Paterno never faced any charges, but he didn't escape judgment.
Who has like a career-defining moment at 37?
The whole country is watching, and the world is watching.
All day Saturday, ACCN is bringing you 3 football matchups, and ACC Huddle will be covering it all throughout the day. Kick things off at noon as the Blue Devils roll into Syracuse to face the Orange. Then Cal makes the coast-to-coast trip to take on Boston College at 3:30. End the night with a battle in the Bay Area as Stanford hosts San Jose State in prime time. ACC football all day Saturday on ACCN.
Craving a travel adventure but tired of bad vacation rentals? With Wander, it's easy to get away to your dream destination with no planning or stress. Wander combines the quality of a luxury hotel with the comfort of a private vacation home. With hundreds of hand-selected locations from coast to coast, every Wander comes with inspiring views, hotel-grade amenities, dreamy beds, top-tier cleaning, and 24/7 concierge service. Right now is the perfect time to book. Get $500 off your stay. Your next adventure awaits. Craving a travel adventure but tired of bad vacation rentals? With Wander, it's easy to get away to your dream destination with no planning or stress. luxury hotel with the comfort of a private vacation home. With hundreds of hand-selected locations from coast to coast, every Wander comes with inspiring views, hotel-grade amenities, dreamy beds, top-tier cleaning, and 24/7 concierge service. Right now is the perfect time to book. Get $500 off your stay. Your next adventure awaits.
Our next guest, our first coach on this podcast, is a guy from Christopher Columbus High School, one of Miami's own. He went to Miami from 1989 to 1992. He was a two-time national champion.
Two-time.
A guy who has a position coach, a two-time national recruiter of the year, widely seen as one of the best recruiters in the country, national champion with Alabama. His 2015 Alabama offensive line won the Joe Moore Award for the best offensive line in the country. As a head coach, a three-time conference champ, a guy who has led Miami to its first 10-win season since 2017 and only its second since joining the ACC in 2004. And he has breathed new life into a college football sleeping giant. Fresh off the practice field, head coach of the Miami Hurricanes, Mario Cristobal joins us. Coach, thank you for doing this. How are you?
Gentlemen, thanks for having me on the show. Very honored to be here. But we're doing great. We just, like you mentioned, finished up practice and just making sure we use the bye week in a productive manner.
And Coach, talking about the bye week, I'll jump in, Roddy. I know the bye week is one of those deals where you get those younger players more opportunities to get some reps. Maybe you get your older guys rested, get some bodies good before this huge game against Florida State. How important is it to still get better in the grind throughout this bye week going into week 6 for you next week?
Well, we get after it now. We can take away some of the contact conditioning off of our guys, but we're still practicing. We're still going good on good. We're still in heavy lift mode. We still want to build that body armor that's going to be able to sustain us in a healthy manner throughout the season. And we ramp up conditioning. So when you take off in terms of the banging around, you add in conditioning and some of the other stuff, and certainly the preparation for the football game.
Coach, when we were there for the road trip over the summer, you said that every day we make sure we get Ruben Bain versus Francis Maui Noah to set the tone of practice, and that thing should look like Jurassic Park. Well, let me tell you, it looks like the part of Jurassic Park where the T-Rex eats the goat. That's what it looks like on the field on Saturdays with Ruben Bain and Francis Maui Noah, because they're just demolishing people. How does that pair set the tone for what this team is going to be in practice and on the field?
I think them and all their teammates do it together. Like just watching the O-line to be able to get after it today in 2 minutes. It's a daily thing. We do pod drill, half line, block destruction. They know that we've been working on developing the line of scrimmage and the trenches for since the day we got here. Their bodies are bigger, they're stronger, they know the scheme. They're just relentless workers, and by nature they're competitors. They couldn't care less who's watching or who's not watching. They just want to go out there and get better.
And Coach, as I watched the tape, specifically against Florida last week, I started counting, I started tracking it, because I noticed something interesting. So you have one orange helmet, let's say he was the ball carrier on offense for Florida, but then you have 4 or 5 white helmets from UM, just swarming the ball carrier. And the same thing for your offense. If you have Shamar Brown or Mark Fletcher running the football, 3 other offensive linemen pushing and getting him an extra 10 yards. How do you coach that type of effort and then start showing up on Saturdays?
Well, we look for it on film, and we're recruiting them. But then when they do get here, man, I wish I could have you all practice. You could watch the drill work that we do to make that happen. We take a lot of pride in facing the ball, and swarming the football, both on offense and defense. And we've improved a lot. We have a long ways to go. We're not anywhere near where we have to be, but certainly the progress, the level of improvement has been significant. And if we could just keep improving every single week, we're going to be a pretty good football team. So every single day we stay on it, get on it, and stay on it.
Well, you brought Corey Heatherman over to improve that defense, and you also brought in a bunch of good players to help as well. I think that defense has been relentless, is how I would describe it. Not just Ruben Bain and those guys up front, but Mo Torre and Wesley Basaint, and then the secondary, those guys flying around with physicality. What have you been most pleased with defensively?
Communication and playing with violence and physicality. We know how we fit in our scheme, so we're leveraging the football a lot better, which reduces the number of missed tackles, where our help is and where it's not. The communication, our alignments, our much more sound. So we're able to play fast and free. And when you're able to play fast and free, and you can add technique and fundamentals and increase your levels of physicality and violence, good things start happening. So again, a lot of progress. And just watching film with those guys today, and then going out in the field, they'll be the first to tell you we had a lot of mistakes. The other night, we're all over it, trying to correct them so we can get better. But we got a long ways to go, but we plan on getting there.
Well, Coach, I've been bragging about your quarterback and certainly been bragging about your offense coordinator, Shannon Dawson. When I watch the tape, man, I can just tell that Coach Dawson's calling it, one, to match up the protection with your offensive line, and the running backs who have done a great job of knowing where to block and who to block and executing it. But also, Carson getting the football out, Coach. Like, when you guys are in practice, whether it's in third down or red zone drills, is that an emphasis when he's back there, just making sure he's getting the ball out of his hands? That way you kind of avoid those sacks?
Absolutely. All of the launches are at the top of the screen. We have that timed every single day, and the plays have to be out. The ball's got to be out a certain amount of time. We grade the integrity of the pocket, because it's not just if it's a sack. It's the integrity of the pocket compromise, right? Was there pushing the A-gap where you had to step back, or he was flushed out of the pocket? Was there too much of a collapse where he couldn't set his feet and get rid of the football? And was he on time going from 1 to 2 to 3? So we grade that very strictly. Coach Dawson has done a great job with him. Carson is an extremely diligent student of the game, so it's a lot of progress.
Coach, it's rare that you have a true freshman ready to step in game one. It's even more rare when game one is against Notre Dame, and the first few games are against South Florida, who's a ranked team, and Florida, who is obviously an in-state rival, but Malachi Tony's been able to do that. What has made him so ready, as I believe he's still 17, what has made him so ready to play, not only play, but play at a high level and contribute the way he has in the first games, which were real football games for his Miami Hurricanes?
He's been playing football since he's been knee-high down here in South Florida. He actually turned 18, I believe, last week.
Hey! Happy birthday.
Yeah, incredible, right? 18 years. He should be in high school right now playing for American Heritage. He's here. We're thankful for that. His level of professionalism, he's beyond his years. There's like no immaturity to him. His level of personality and enthusiasm and energy is off the charts. And his approach to the game, I'm talking about like the daily approach to the simplicity of watching the film and get here really early to catch more footballs from this machine, spend more time understanding what we're trying to do from a
Well, that's going to be the end of this video, and bye.